where I live now, it was 73 today. Like, I love this shit. And the winters are mild. Hell yeah, I love this.
What on earth?
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's been in the
suddenly this week
hundreds
it
for like the
dropped.
last 2 weeks.
I'm
Yeah, and it
cold
finally
right
dropped
now.
here.
This woolen coat, like you can't see it.
I'm going to Texas next weekend.
Love it.
I want to die.
It's a beret style jacket. I'm not going.
We had a
fun
big
time to
storm
be in the
yesterday,
Southwest.
so it went from 90 to 76 in a day because the storm cooled everything down.
Yeah.
And so
that's
today
fun
it's
here.
been in the mid to high 70s. It's like, ooh, nice. It's not burning outside anymore.
I
All right,
didn't
real
die
quick.
taking
It's not
the kids
burning.
to
Real
work.
quick, everybody who wants to, please go post about us being live. Tell people we're live so they can come check us out.
I'll put it in the Discord too.
Yeah, we gotta announce
Yeah,
it. In the disc. I'll put it on Threads.
Yeah.
I apologize, Ethan, for messaging you out of the blue during the week. Just like random shower thoughts of like, hey, did I ever tell you what Emmy's name actually kind of means?
It actually means.
Could have been worse.
Because I just
Not the worst DMs I get.
I do occasionally come across like Instagram reels where I'm like, this is mildly perverted enough. I can send this to Ethan, and Ethan will appreciate this.
I just ask Ethan questions and then I find the answer and I delete my original
You
message.
do like. I get
Never
that all the time.
mind.
I'll be like, "What the fuck did Marie send me?" And then it's just
We
like gone.
figured it out.
Fine.
I'm proud of myself.
I
Thank
actually, I raved about Aaron's leather dragons this week. Actually, to
Those
a
things
group of
are
people.
amazing.
We've got
They're
it. We gotta
incredible.
post
I'm like,
that somewhere.
this man is
Detail
so
level.
stupidly
Holy
talented.
Shit.
So
First of all,
when
he has the ability to make men squee with his voice, but also
Idle. Hey, chaos.
when I was a teacher,
Yes.
I had a
Bell.
student who was in another art
Stacy.
class who was
Hi,
making a
folks.
paper mache dragon head, and it was really cool because she painted it and everything at the end of the school. It was her final like assignment, and so I was looking forward to it all year to just see the final product, and it gave me this idea of like it'd be so cool to have mythical creatures heads, like you know how people do like the mounted heads
Taxidermy?
for taxidermy stuff. But I was like, it'd be just really neat to have like random heads from different lores or whatever. And so when I saw your dragon in actual leather, I was like, holy cow, you could really make a good looking one with leather. I was like, that was so good with how
But this
small
is
it
the
was.
thing. I love your whole principle that you do it. That at your booth you have the dragon eggs and they can come and pick the dragon.
Yeah,
egg.
that was
And you're
brilliant.
like, and then in a few weeks I mail them the dragon after it's hatched, and I'm
Okay.
like, I love that.
Yeah, it's so
That's
cool.
so cool.
Such an experience.
Yeah.
All right.
Chaos. It
If
mostly
if-
doesn't feel like it's been 16 episodes because we've only actually posted 9 on the actual podcast.
Are we on 16 or 15? Because I have us marked as 15 in the recording.
I would
think
love
we're at
this
16,
to
yeah.
be
I believe
weekly.
it's 16, yeah.
I would love this.
Fuck.
I think we'd all die though.
You'd love it to be what?
Weekly.
Oh, you know what? Me too. But we got.
Like I said, we would all die.
I mean, make it our jobs, you know.
Yeah.
We do
Convince
love y'all.
your friends and family to listen to us, and maybe it'll
And
become
subscribe on Patreon.
Subscribe on Patreon. Maybe we'll become big enough we can do these things.
Yeah. Is this our first session since the Patreon? No, it's not our first session since
Second.
Patreon. went
Second.
live.
Yeah, the
hey,
second session.
all 8
Yeah,
of
we
y'all
announced
it
in
our
here.
last
Go
session.
tell your friends
I'm
to
done
subscribe
with
to our Patreon.
Yes, please. Go tell
And
your
maybe
friends.
you'll
go
get
tell your
more of this
family.
tank top
Family?
content.
You get exclusive content from me.
Apparently,
true.
you guys went on a date night.
Not yet. Not officially. We should do that, actually. That would be a good idea.
It's
I
just
don't-
working out what we can record and what we can't.
I mean, on Patreon, the rules have changed a tiny bit, but they're not that bad. We can still get away with most
If
gay
you
stuff.
want, like,
Uh,
just here, it's just nerdy and dirty. It's mildly grubby. It needs a little bit of a bath. Over on Patreon, if you want the full, uncensored, not safe for work experience.
It's not what it is yet. No, it may be someday. It's not right now. I'll make it out to be something it's not. I don't want to disappoint people when they get there, and it's not.
Definitely
an
not.
SFW. But Aaron does have a story on there, like a pick your path kind of adventure. So if you want to listen to that, please, please, please go sign up for our Patreon. It means the world to us. There's not a lot of content on there now because we're just new, and all of us, candidly, like being voice actors means all of us are busy. The thing that makes us who we are, that we're audiobook narrators, also means we constantly have to be in our booths recording and probably also having other jobs, which is what most of us have to do. And so that is a big part
Also,
of this.
You know,
Go ahead.
just also the slight mental breakdowns as well in between, where we're just curled in the fetal position. Just
Look, the amount of time that I cry is mostly in the booth, so it's fine.
and it's
I'm
usually
allowed to
for work.
cry if I'm reading about dark stuff. It's allowed. Oh man. I'll shut up after this, I promise. But the amount of emotional frazzle I had last week of doing our show like 2 weeks ago and then like recording the most emotional scenes I've ever recorded in my life, and then also like some really dark stuff and like people losing family members and considering like hurting themselves and things like that. It was like a lot of coming at the end of this week. I was like, I'm gonna need like a week off because I've been doing a lot of like
So instead, let's go do punch and
emotional
roll, where they're
acting.
going to emotionally slap me.
It's fine. Okay, let's get started. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate you. You mean the world to us. We love you, etc., etc. You're the best. Welcome to Punch and Roll for Initiative. We are a nerdy and dirty D&D podcast. I am your dungeon master, Ethan Gray. I forgot the term dungeon master. That's why I just
Dungeon
looked up like that.
daddy.
Like, what does that mean?
Dungeon
I'm your dungeon father, Ethan Gray. And I'm here to guide you all today on this adventure with our misfits and heroes. Very excited to announce everyone again. If you have not supported the Patreon, there are limited spots for the 1 tier. It will always stay that price no matter what we do. Please go support us. It means the world to us. That is all I want to announce this week. But I do want to introduce our cast. So I'm going to start on my screen, like top left, and go around. I think all of us have the same order, so you should see who's coming up next. First, Aaron.
Hello. I just giggle at how much they giggle at my voice.
It's
Hi,
the
everyone.
silences. It's the way you use
It's the
silence. You
anticipation.
can tell you're an actor because it's the way you're like. Like you give us that long beaded
It's-
moment
One
of
would
like
say
here
It's
it comes.
exactly like
pregnant
when you watch.
Pause.
It's like when you
which is
watch
exactly
Star
what
Wars
happens.
and you know it's about to make the big bah, and you're just waiting for it. It's exactly how I feel when I'm waiting for you to introduce yourself. So go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'm Aaron. I am an audiobook narrator, and I play Redvold. For those that aren't familiar with my work, I mostly do the epic fantasy tales, where you get to hear me do all kinds of different voices. Yeah, for this I'm playing the barbarian Redvold, which is very, very specifically different from my normal voice. And a little fun fact about Redvold. The way in which he asked his wife out on their first date was he took a toilet plunger, wrapped it in tissue paper, with a little card on it that said, "I'd be overflowing with joy if you went on a date with me."
Not where I thought that was going, but I love it.
God help me. I have no thoughts, Marie.
You thought maybe about a career in writing like Hallmark cards? Hi, my name is Marie Mitchell. I read books for a living, sometimes. One of the books I'm doing actually has a co-narrator announcement coming this Monday, which for podcast listeners will be several weeks in the past. But for our oh-so-lovely stream watchers, if you like bantery rom-coms, it's going to be a really good time. I play Kaida, a fighter with an appetite for jerky and justice. And a fun fact about Kaida is animals love her, but especially raccoons. She has a rivalry with one named Buttons, who keeps stealing her snacks. It's very serious, and Buttons is winning.
Oh, fuck buttons.
How seriously you swung into the and Buttons is winning.
Yeah.
It just like it threw me. Tegan.
So my name is Tegan Beck. I am also an audiobook narrator, most of the time. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff at the moment, especially with some of the wonderful people on the screen, actually, with Audio Mazes, especially for a lovely charity event for mental health coming up recently, called Love, Hope and Stardust. So keep an eye out for that, because if you want to hear Rhodey, Ethan and Zach all do wonderful stuff in that, you can do so. But otherwise, I play. I can't. For a second, then my brain went, "Hang on a second. We all say her name differently."
However you say her name is what's canon. You know that.
It's Emanaya, but I think everyone calls her Amania.
Yes, I do.
that's
That's
so-
the problem.
Yeah. Emanaya Demira, also known as Emmy, because it is easier. She's the kind of really awkward nerd, really. But normally I tell a kind of depressing fact about Emmy, but look, Emmy really, really just enjoys rocks. Shiny rocks, dull rocks. She has a rock collection, and she likes going to places and providing it's okay with, like, the eco-wildlife situation. She usually likes to take a rock with her to remind her from all the places that she's been, to the point, and this all started because when her father would travel for his cartography job, he would also always send her a rock back to let her know where he'd been. So, yeah.
Very nice.
Still kind of sad, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look,
Y'all
it's
are
only
like
sad because her
cute
family's
tonight, and I'm like,
missing.
raccoon stole my snacks.
That's also cute, to be fair. There could be
Yeah.
a whole web series about
Okay.
that. So far, the three of you have just pitched web series. That's all that's been done. Rhodey, you're up, buddy.
All right. I am Rhodey, voice actor, audio engineer, working on a few projects right now, like some people mentioned, and got a really cool audiobook or audio drama that I'm editing right now that has a lot of these people in it. I'm really excited, and some that aren't here today. That's turning out really fun. I play Raz. I am a paladin, and his fun fact, I just thought of this today actually. Until recently, he has had extremely perfect skin, and now he only has, well, he probably has more than this now, but up until recently, he has 2 scars. And because he is not perfect, he has a lot of shame in himself. So there you go.
I don't think you understand the definition of fun fact here.
Yeah. I don't have, well, I have depressing daddy issues, but I'm not going to bring those up in the fun facts either.
Let's
so-
And what
point
about
out, if
Raz?
you look at the notes from last week, it is Raz has no friends, no hobbies, and no favorite food.
And no
He's
last
not-
name.
No bitches.
Yeah, no.
His last name is Son of
No.
Adriel. We know that.
Yeah.
And he has a really special connection with his sword.
Sugar.
That, you know what? That's the web series. Is Raz and his swords. Is just like he spends so much time talking to them they come alive or something.
It's just Raz sitting there just polishing his sword. It's like that's
We can't talk about you polishing your sword.
Gotta
anymore.
have the words of
Zach,
affirmation.
That's how you make your money.
I am Zach Rosenfeld. I'm also a narrator and voice actor. I'm on some of the projects that have already been mentioned, but I'm also excited because I finally got a lit RPG book. It's actually a multi-book series that Hell and I are duetting. Technically, it's the spicy version of lit RPG, so look out for that in the future if you want to hear me play an awkward nerd, really going against type, and Hell just moan as a variety of fantasy characters. And I play Beryl Steelhammer, and my fun fact is also not going to actually fall into the fun category this week, but Beryl has a number of old, like, burn sort of scars on him, one kind of prominent one on his face, if you get a close look at the art at some point. And those are, basically just due to his dad's philosophy for him learning their blacksmithing, armor smithing trade is very much just dive right in the deep end kind of thing when he was quite young. And, his mom probably would have had a little bit more care, probably would have objected, had a slower introduction to the trade if, the needs of wartime didn't kind of necessitate it. But it is what it is.
And I'm sad. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're killing me.
And this week we are sadly not joined by Cleo or Sarah, who play Iris and BDSM.
I forget her name sometimes too.
I just say
kidding.
a lot. I just did it. The two of them will be kind of play if necessary, kind of played by me, but the encounters and stuff have been balanced around them not being here, so we should be okay. So, where we last left our heroes, they had just come back from the ethereal plane. They had been taken there because Redvald's son, Tarakon, had gone missing. It turns out he had been stolen by an ancient entity of fear, a dark, almost demigod-like creature that seems to come from this plane in some way or another. It had somehow found itself into the ethereal plane, a place they are not known to have ever been before, and had stolen away his son. In recovering Tarakon, Redvald was able to instill some wisdom into his son as he began his barbarian path. Redvald was able to have a conversation with the god that he's currently having as his patron, Leonin, who has agreed to take care of his family and train his son in the arts of being a barbarian. He warned him that this path would be hard and full of scars, but that he would train his son well and protect his family. With that, and noticing that the Church of Toa had caught up to them, the party was off, jumping into BDSM's boat, who has previously served kind of as a smuggler and was able to dart out of the city of Bellport and into the open ocean. They are headed south in the direction of Raz's hometown, his home island, which floats in the sky, on their way to the Shimmering Rift, which is in the Sea of Sand just south of the island. As they were heading out, they realized that they had some friends who had helped them block the gate so that they were able to escape. It turns out the three heroes they'd met before, Tilly, hang on, I'll remember,
Hilly.
Arima, and
Neva.
Neva, thank you. The three of them had somehow locked the gate to prevent them from getting trapped by the Church of Toa, which enabled them to escape to the open ocean. As they did, they learned a few things. Tegan, Emanaya, was able to...
You can say Emina.
I'm going to say it right. It's Emanaya, right?
It's Emanaya, but Amania...
I always call it
it's
Emania.
fine.
I'm going to do
say-
it right. I'm going to say her name right. Emanaya was able to contact her patron and learn a little bit about the direction she's headed, and that one of her family members seems to be in that direction alongside a target that she has been given, who just happens to be Raziel's father. Iris was also contacted through magical means by one of her daughters, who informed her that she's also trying to get a hold of her to get some help, and it turns out she may also be in the same location. As you were headed south, you were moving along in this boat, which has a large chain that functions in the middle of pulling it along. Beatty has a kind of psychic connection with the gem, just like how Beryl does, except that hers is not implanted within her body, and she's able to control the ship that way. As she was moving forward, she saw a large whale-like carcass in the water with blood around it and movement around the carcass. And as soon as you saw that, she started to try to turn the boat away from it, but it was too late as something began to dart toward the ship. And that is where we're going to pick up. I need perception checks from everyone, please.
Perception.
11.
An 11.
I didn't see mine where it scrolled on. 18.
Beryl has an 18. Emanaya has a 19. I'm gonna get it down through repetition. Emmy has a 19. Kaida got a 22, and Raz has a 13. So, Raz, you and Redvald both look in the direction of the large whale carcass, and you don't because the whale carcass is moving, and whatever's kind of flurry of action is happening around it, you don't notice anything else. Emmy, you, Kaida, and Beryl, all three of you see movement in the water headed toward you. Something that is not large, but large enough that it has you concerned.
I'm glad Emmy has a fucking 19 perception because I have something in my eye.
Oh no.
We're all going to
got
pretend
shit.
you can't see a thing. I did the same thing yesterday, actually. As this is as this thing is moving toward you, all of you are able to see it in time to notice it is jumping onto the front of the boat. And I'm not going to make you place your characters on the map unless we have to, but the creature that comes popping out of the water, which I will figure
Wasn't
out how to
someone
put on
like
here.
right at the front of the boat?
Like doing a Titanic King of the World kind of
Yeah,
deal?
I vaguely remember something. Now, forget. I vaguely remember Redvold being weird with dolphins.
Oh, he
last
was.
time.
That was.
I'm at
that
the
was
back of the
earlier.
boat.
Okay,
That was, yeah, he was at the back of the boat doing that.
Yeah, Redvold has been at the back of the boat practicing his beast speech and talking to all the fish. They have fascinating
learning
stories.
dolphins be weird.
Yeah, I pulled that clip so we could put it on social media, and I just haven't had a chance to put it in yet. But it is.
Oh
it
my
is
god,
out
we
there.
need that.
As those of you who are looking forward and not speaking to the dolphin that is following you, you see a creature come leaping out onto the front of your boat in a very speedy way. It has grayish white skin. It looks like it has like a cluster of eyes on the front of its semi-humanoid face that seem to move down in a straight line. There's 4 eyes down the middle and like 2 crossing over the sides. It has humanoid-like arms, but they end in kind of like fins and flippers and claws. And at the bottom, instead of feet, it has an almost like tentacles, but they look more like tubular like structures, almost as if it has multiple like dorsal
read
fins
it.
out the back
I
of
think
its
I've read
legs.
this romance novel. I don't know where it ends.
This creature comes floundering up onto the top of your boat, looks in the direction of all of you, looks back out into the water, and then all of you hear within your mind, hello. Can I stay up here for just a moment?
Who said that?
There's a creature up here, Redvold. Are you in trouble?
Oh, did dinner
I don't
just
know what
like
to call
launch
you.
itself onto our boat?
Remains to be seen, kinda.
I mean, I addressed the thing. I'm like, is
yeah, that's what
there
I
a
was doing.
predator in the water?
Say
We
that
both
again?
essentially asked the same thing.
Is there a predator in the water? I also then lean across, like, to Kaida, and I'm like, I mean, seals escape whales, like orcas, all the time by jumping on craft. So
Sure, but seals are still dinner.
I just give her a look like, bitch, what the fuck?
Kaida's spirit animal is a killer whale.
Billionaires
No,
be
Kaida's spirit
damned.
animal was a shark, man. Just give everything a nom and hope that it's edible.
No, but
I'll
killer
nom a
whales.
yacht here and
Killer
there.
whales look cute, and then they just tear stuff up.
Surgical
So-
precision.
As you're kind of speaking to this thing, it looks at you and it says, and again, it doesn't have a mouth. There's no physical mouth here, but you're all hearing this within your mind in whatever language is your primary language. So, Beryl, if you were raised speaking Dwarven, it's actually in Dwarven. It's whatever your like native tongue is. And you're hearing in your minds, it's one of the wall there. I didn't realize they'd come out this far. I just, I just need passage briefly, if I could.
One of the what? One of the wall?
The wall, the, do you not know of the wall?
Does it strike a bell? Does it ring a bell to Beryl at all? Doesn't to me as a player.
roll-
So for my
uh,
notes, can I have a spelling
Roll a history
for that?
check. It's just W-A-L-L, wall.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Wall. Oh yeah, you have. Oh my God, that's a nat 1. No, I mean, this thing is already kind of alien in form and function, and like looking at it and hearing its thoughts is really off-putting. But the way it's describing whatever this wall is makes no sense to you, and you've never heard of this. You have no idea what it's talking about.
He's like, well, until we decide otherwise, you're safe up here for now, I guess. Does it have anything to do with? And he points to the gigantic fucking whale carcass that's still like near the ship. Does it have anything to do with that over there?
As you point to the whale carcass, and if you have up the map, you can actually see this now. There's a lot of movement around the whale carcass. A lot of things are consuming it, basically. A lot of fish, sharks, whatever is near this whale carcass is devouring it.
Nature's doing
there are
its thing.
birds on it. Yeah, it is that carrion feast of like something big died in the ocean and things are hungry, so they are feasting. But standing just on top of the water, you see what looks like a humanoid woman made out of light. Right
Can
there.
I use detect evil and good to see what I'm getting from these people?
Sure. Okay. I actually need to check what this thing is.
I put it up on the thing so you can read it.
I need to remind myself how this functions. And not you, I mean... Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing in front of you, this tentacle-like creature, is evil.
Okay.
It is an... I don't know what else you can tell about it. Let me double-check. For the duration, if there is a Scylla within 30 feet of you. There are multiple aberrations within 30 feet of you. You can sense them. I don't know if you can tell exactly as well as where the creature is located. Okay. So the creature in front of you is an evil aberration.
Okay.
The thing with the tentacles, it is an evil aberration. There are several other ones about 25 feet off the edge of the boat, and there is one other one just on the edge of your range at 30 feet.
Are they all in the same kind of direction? They're not like surrounding the boat or anything?
They are not surrounding the boat.
Okay.
The one in front of you is an evil is it only if they're evil? Hang on. Similarly, the place object is consecrated as created. It doesn't actually say if you know whether or not they're evil or good, actually. So you determine if that type of creature is there. So it's just assuming that the type of creature is evil or good. So, yeah, the creature in front of you is an aberration.
It used to have a smell associated with it.
Yeah, the newer one seems
I
like
was
it
going to say
doesn't
the old one
have-
did. I don't know if the new
Yeah,
one does.
because when they were evil, it used to have like a
Stink.
smell.
It used to smell
Yeah,
bad.
Right.
stink.
I'll flavor it a
Smell
little
like
bit in the sense
butt.
that like you
Well, we did play that
Smells
in
like
the
that.
bar,
we did, yeah.
but
You
I think we
feel-
were still working on the old rules. So yeah.
You feel unease, like with the creature that is on the boat. You can, I think it makes sense as a paladin. Like you can sense this kind of evil coming off of a creature that has this type of essence. The ones in the water, you don't have that same vibe from.
Okay.
But this one in front of you is giving off, like it is an evil creature.
Uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, it is giving off like you have sensed this before around other evil creatures that they are, creatures that are inherently born with this kind of like nature.
Okay.
He is one of them. But you also see this floating woman above the water who is not giving off any sort of vibe.
Well, Raz would shield up basically, pull like not try to fight, but get ready if this thing does try to attack us. And I guess since Redvald would be right next to him, he would kind of draw attention to be like he would have shield out, spear over, like his like shield just ready, and he would like kind of look over to Redvald and be like, I don't feel comfortable with this guy. And that's kind of it. He's just keeping guard now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm with you.
Just no sudden moves.
As you are looking at this creature who is spoken in your minds is looking in the direction of the kind of like carrion feast going on in the area, and he looks back to you and says, "Please just take me past the wall, and I will depart. I assure you."
Tell us more about this wall. If we're gonna help you, I want to know more about what we're dealing with.
Kaida leans over to Tegan and is like, does he mean whale? Does he just say it funny?
I get the impression the wall is some kind of entity. maybe it's something like that creature we saw in the cave.
I don't want a repeat of that.
He doesn't have a mouth, right? Like,
No.
okay.
That we can see.
Well, that's
No.
what I'm
It has
saying. Like,
tentacles.
we wouldn't be
The
able
best
to.
way
yeah,
to
okay.
the best way to describe this creature, and it's off-putting to look at because it's like grayish, translucent like skin, almost as if like it's a deep sea creature with a humanoid-like head and then like folded gills that come down at levels. So you see like one large folded gill,
Right.
another underneath it, and another forming down to its shoulder. Long, spindly arms that end in these very long, almost like loose-looking fingers that have like webbing between them, and then these very long, like they almost look like tentacles, if not for the fact that they're like thick at the top, so they look like a dorsal-like a dorsal-like tail, of which he has 4, and he is standing on them.
Looking at well, I did ask a question, but as he's, whether he enters or not, but while I'm kind of just
What
like
did you ask?
looking
'Cause
at
I may
him,
have just missed it.
I said if we're gonna help you, I want to know more about this wall. Tell me everything, tell us more about it. But I want to just see if I recognize what kind of a thing he is, or if I can tell what the floating woman made of light out there is.
Sure. Roll a Arcana check for both. You can do it independently, or you can roll once for both.
First, well, let's see. First I said him, so let's do one for him.
Okay.
And then I said her.
That's a 2 on the die, but it's 12.
It's a 2.
'cause
Hey,
of
it's one
plus
better
2.
than last time. And I'll do one for the
A 2's
floating
better than a
woman
1.
made of light. Oh, good, a 5. For a 15, though.
We're gonna get you out of single digits at some point today.
Yeah, maybe.
So the first thing, although it is rarer, you have heard of this type of creature before, even with a 12. This is a creature called a scum, a SKUM. Scum is a medium aberration, typically serving some sort of an undersea master. Typically things like aboleths and other creatures that have the ability to control psychically. A lot of scums are like former humanoids that have been converted by some great psychic force that kind of like manipulated their physiology under the water. And this thing is seemingly, from that type of lineage. You're not sure whether or not it is being controlled by a deep sea master, as many scum often are, but it is a creature you recognize. The floating light woman, you have no idea what that is.
Yeah, that tracks. So then it's just like, because Beryl was like doing that recalling in his head, just to slightly rephrase, he'd be like, all right, scum, tell us more about this wall if we're going to help you.
He looks at you as best you can tell, because its eyes are difficult to track, as it kind of like just lifts its head in your general direction. You all hear in your heads a explanation that is difficult to piece together. The wall is the barrier that guards the islands to the south. It is made up of ancient creatures that have grown too tall for their own good. Creatures that should not be capable of reaching the depths that they do. They challenge the masters, and the masters do not care for it. They drive us north and south, dividing us into warring factions. I accidentally crossed the wall, and crossing back could cost my life.
Who are the masters?
The masters are... the word that you hear in your mind is like not a language you understand. It seems to be something ancient and old, something that existed, that has existed for a long time. You get the general idea of what it is, something, ancient and large. But you are not sure exactly what it is, what kind of creature it is.
So they want this creature to stay on the other side of the wall. It accidentally crossed this way and wants us to help it get back.
Yeah, it wants you to take it south so it can go back on the other side of the wall.
All right.
And it doesn't want to do it in the water.
Fair. Okay. It's just trying to get back to where its masters want it to be. I don't see why it can't tag along. It is a scum. They often serve evil undersea creatures, but it just seems to want to get back to where it's supposed to be.
Question though. One, is the thing it's fleeing large? Secondarily, does it actively target scum? And thirdly, could it be a problem for the boat?
Beatty, how do you feel about scum on your boat?
Well, I just don't know how I feel about scum on my boat. I don't like it too much, I gotta tell you. I think we need to get it off the boat. I feel like that's probably what Beatty would say.
Fair. You do, now, I don't mean to put too fine a point on it, but I have overheard and probably noticed around you have certain, your ship is well equipped for sneaking things from one place to another and avoiding detection upon inspection. Now, we could utilize some of that capability to get this thing where it wants to go, just saying. But it is your boat, I will defer. If you want to kick this thing off, by all means.
Not to be a little bit pedantic on this, but yes, the boat is well equipped. Can it withstand things that are dealing psychically with stuff? Because the boat can be fine. The boat with its weapons could be fine. But not inside our own minds.
Valid point.
Aye.
Is it Emanaya? I did it again. I almost called him Anya.
Emanaya.
Roll a perception check in thinking about this.
24.
As you're having these thoughts, you all, I think, recognize this thing is communicating with you psychically, and it is therefore, like, also reading your mind, so it knows to talk to you. And so, we've been doing too much mind reading lately.
to us.
I'm so sorry. It's not
fuck with us. Mentally fuck with us.
it's not scouring your mind. It's not pushing past the like detect thoughts.
He's just
thing.
gonna get really depressed with all the daddy issues. He's
You guys really have messed up parents. God. No, you sense your eyes being guided.
Aaron is the daddy issues.
Sorry. You could go ahead. If you need like offline time to do. No, I'm kidding. maybe it's a Rhodian Aaron kind of like role play on the Patreon.
Redvold is everyone's daddy.
You know what?
It's gonna clip
merch
that.
idea. Perfect merch idea. Shirt with nice emblazoning of Redvold is my daddy.
It's terrible. I'm gonna put it as a bumper sticker on my car.
That'd be perfect.
Emmy, you feel your eyes being guided to the east, southeast of you. And as you look in that direction, this thing is clearly like trying, as you've kind of thought this through, you feel yourself looking that way. And as you're focused, you actually see what looks like a boat drifting off in the distance, maybe about 200-ish feet, maybe 250-ish feet away. Southeast of you, and it seems like it doesn't have a crew, and it is empty.
Ghost ship.
I point this straight out to Daddy Redvold and Kaida, because she seems to know what she's doing. Well, she manages to grab a blade not by the pointy end, so I figure she knows what she's doing.
What do you think, Kaida? I'm kind of inclined to allow it, but to be wary of it.
Of Squid Boy or the boat?
Yes.
Yeah, Squid Boy. Hey, Squid Boy, you know anything about the glowing lady over there?
I was just about to ask.
As he starts to turn and look at it, boop. Hang on.
Maybe we can do like an information barter. You get to sit on the prow of the boat like the Titanic, and we get to know what the glowing lady is.
Speaking of not rolling above a 10, the the creature who seemingly had not noticed the glowing woman behind him turns to like in her direction to look at her. Surprised that you've mentioned this because he hadn't seen it, turns, looks at her. You watch as his body language strangely changes, or its body language strangely changes, and it walks off the front of the boat.
Okay, bye.
All right, well, I guess that solved itself. Onward, Beatty.
Should we be concerned?
Probably.
Okay, but back to my other question.
Aren't
the
we
the
concerned?
boat or
Let's
the
be
glowing
honest,
lady?
lately, when haven't we been concerned?
I mean, I was having a really nice time just polishing crop top here.
As,
I'm unfamiliar
wait.
with that euphemism.
I mean, I know we're in a bit of a dire situation, but I just, for the sake of my own curiosity, who is Crop Top?
My scythe.
Crop top, got it.
I look at Beryl because Beryl, in my opinion, is one of the, for lack of a better word, intelligent ones. I'm like, is it normal to name your tools?
Oh, aye.
Yes.
Yeah. Indeed.
All the
You're
guys
asking a
just go,
man if they
"Yes."
name their tools.
Most of us do. Sometimes the nickname is given by a partner or a significant other, but often we name it ourselves.
you hear Red in the distance go, "They call mine the screwdriver."
That's so good. Oh.
It drives and screws.
Right. Beryl pulls his little blacksmithing hammer off of his belt and says, "I call this
Is that
lucky."
your nickname?
So basically, what I'm getting then is
Call him the hammer.
anyone can name
The hammer is my penis.
their friend's tool.
I mean,
Oh.
you don't generally just name your friend's tool all willy-nilly. You kind of have to have a certain relationship, and they've got to be receptive to it.
Oh, so like best friends then?
Yeah, aye, right. Or just friends with some kind of benefits,
What kind of benefits?
Tool naming benefits. Isn't that what we're talking about?
But how do you get tool naming benefits?
You spend a lot of quality time together. You work with the tool together with them. Both of your hands
Oh, so
on the tool at
for
various
example,
times.
like studying together a lot, and you share a quill or something like that.
Oh, yeah. You could name a quill, indeed, yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Mm-hmm.
I have to think about that.
What would you like to name your quill?
I mean, I've never really thought about it.
Well, would you like one of us to name your quill?
I mean, we haven't really worked together closely with it, and
Fair. Give it time. Give it time.
I mean, if you want to borrow it at any point, you can borrow my quill.
Indeed, yeah. Well, I've got a few of my own, but,
Oh.
it never hurts to use a friend's quill.
I think we
You
should
hear
fight
that?
for the ability to
type that you
name
like?
her quill.
I'll tell you what, Emmy. You can dip your quill in my ink anytime. If I can do the same.
You know what? That would actually probably be really useful, because if we do run out and we need to take lots of notes,
Indeed.
I can't look at you all while I'm doing this.
This is your fault.
You started this.
You really did.
Not understanding the euphemism, my axe is named Aftercare.
There's got to be a story behind that, Redfold. I'd love to hear it.
You hear the harpy shout down from like the mast and go, "I have a harness for my quill."
Oh my god.
Aye, yes. Many of your tap I've seen need to strap on their quill.
I
By the way,
suppose it
Beatty's been
does
moving
make-
the boat.
I mean, yeah,
This boat's
Beatty
moving.
I
perks
told her.
up at the mention of strap on.
I mean, I suppose it does make sense, because, I mean, look, the amount of times at the university somebody has asked to borrow my quill, and then it's just gone wandering, and then I never see it again. It's almost like you have to have specific names, you have to know exactly what type of quill you've got, because otherwise it just goes wandering, and then next thing you know, the entire class has used it.
Yeah, that's how you get a nickname among the class, other than the quill
Wait,
itself.
How did you get a nickname for that?
Sisterhood of the Traveling Quill. Beatty is moving the boat.
That went way off the fucking rails.
While you're having this
I
conversation.
did. I mean, I did tell her like, let's just go because this fucking thing jumped off the boat
Right,
anyway.
yeah.
But as we gear up, as the boat kind of shifts into gear here, I do
I'm
want to
gonna move
like
it to
watch how what this squid man does after jumping
good.
off the boat. I would like to see
Roll a
what
perception
happens here.
check for me. Get above a 10.
No promises.
I know. It's fair. I rolled a 1 already.
19
Oh, it's a
for a
19.
20.
Okay. I have good news and I have bad news. The bad news, well, the good news is that you don't see the squid fellow anymore. It seems like maybe he has found his way somewhere. You're not sure exactly where. The bad news is that what you do see is not fun. The water around where the whale carcass is moving, and it's not moving like it has been, where it's been like animals and other things. No, it's starting to spin, which is not great. You're seeing the whale carcass starting to, like, much like a toilet, very slowly start to circle around this middle location, and you realize that Beatty is actually fighting a current that is currently doing the same to her boat, which she is actively trying to steer out of. And because you were looking in that direction, I do need a wisdom saving throw as you lock eyes with the glowing woman.
Uh-oh. I'm attempting to do this. Here we go.
It's a good time not to roll that low.
I
That's
did roll
an 11.
another single digi for an 11. though.
All of you watch as Beryl looks in the direction of this water that has just started to kind of very slowly begin to spiral just a tiny bit as you're beginning to move past it. And Beryl, you are compelled to walk your entire distance toward the light. You have to walk off the boat.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
So it is maybe time to start putting our bodies on this map. So if you guys want to grab your tokens and put yourself where you are on the boat.
So Beryl's heading towards the light?
Mm-hmm.
Will wind help this boat move at all?
The boat has sails, but they're not really intentional for movement. They're more meant for, like, emergency situations or whatever.
Just making sure.
Yeah, this is kind of like a scavenger boat. It moves by a chain and
Right,
has
right.
elemental power. She's able to move the water around it.
Yeah, I just didn't know if actual physical, like, effect of wind would help.
I mean, you could try if it.
hers.
I don't know if there's a limit on what your ability with your wind ability can move sizes. This thing is gargantuan, so maybe
Yeah, I
outside
can't
of your
remember
range.
what
How
specifics are.
do you add your?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I can.
I
If
don't
you guys
know, I
can't
don't think
do it,
we
I
can drag our tokens on.
You can't do it. Nah.
You can in roll 20, but not in this.
I deserve that. All right, there's Red Vol.
Yeah, it would only blast something 10 feet. It's.
And I also don't think you can move things quite this size.
I was gonna say I don't think it can do anything.
I'll also put Beatty on here. There's other NPCs that I'm not going to put on the map, though. Okay.
I don't see any of these tokens.
I don't either. I just see BD's boat.
Same.
Oh, hang on.
Are they like?
He
I
might
put
not
them
have put
off
us on the
boat,
right map
right?
yet.
I did.
I've seen you move the boat.
I just see the whale.
Yeah, I see the whale, the
Are
boat,
you guys,
and the lady.
If I move the
I
boat,
see
do
the
you see
boat.
it now?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
see
I
it.
see the boat.
Y'all were
moving.
just underneath the boat.
Oh, I still don't see
Hang on,
our
let me see if I can
tokens
move
yet.
this thing backward.
I'm on a
I
boat.
can't?
Sorry.
Well, I guess the boat is not. I can't, like, stack it, which that's an interesting thing. There's not, like, layers, which is annoying. But if I move Emmy, can you still see you on top of the boat now?
Nope.
Yeah, second I move you. Okay. Well, there's no overlap. That's weird. Pretend you're on the boat.
I can't
I don't see our
at all.
tokens at all. But I mean, you know,
No.
it's
You
whatever.
can't see your tokens at all?
Nope.
No.
I'm sure the
Fine.
barrel's in the water. I'm sure he is.
He's. I mean, you've started walking towards the edge. I would assume one of us at some point would actually, like, intervene.
You might.
See you.
I don't know. The boat. I don't think the boat is like the boat may be 30 feet across, but Beryl wouldn't. You know, Beryl was standing kind of like just a few feet away from where that creature had jumped up on board because he was kind of the first one talking to it. I picture. So he's probably heading right over the side of this boat.
Can y'all try refreshing the page? Because I
Yeah.
can't see anything that shouldn't let you
Oh.
see
Oh,
yourself.
there you go.
All of a sudden they've
well,
appeared.
yep. Right when I
Okay.
hit the
I
refresh. Right
refreshed
before I
it.
hit the
Yeah.
refresh button.
All right, let me put you
There they
guys
are.
all
Yeah,
back
they're
on
on
the
s-
boat.
they're
Boat's
on
like
the
right here.
Stream window.
Can you still see yourselves as I move you over?
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the-
Yes.
okay.
Yes, now we
it's
can.
working now.
Cool. All right. So Beryl, you were compelled to basically walk off the boat. So I'm gonna say you move. There's no grid here, but you walk. 5, 10, 15, 20. You can't move very fast in the water, so you
And it
step off the
sounds like
boat.
a pebble.
And suddenly, all of you watch as Beryl just walks off the edge of the boat. Beryl, in your head, you hear a song being played into your head, and you were transfixed by the glowing light from this creature as you begin to walk off the boat. As soon as you hit the water, Beryl, you can see the squid-like creature is also, which I will now let you able to see. He is also underneath the water. He is over here. He is actively swimming toward the light.
Yes, I get the sense now that he
swimming
too
toward.
is compelled.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have fine steed now.
Yes. you
Can I
do.
make a giant seahorse?
I think it lets you do that.
How long does it take to cast Fine Steed?
Well, for me, I think it's instant, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Casting time is an action. Duration is instantaneous. You summon resembles a large rideable animal of your choice, such as a horse, camel, or direwolf, elk, and choose its type.
Could it be
Can
a
it swim?
hippocampus? 'Cause that'd be fucking cool.
Can it swim? Which determines the traits in the stat block. No. You
I
can
think it
ride
just
it.
has to be rideable.
It doesn't say anywhere that you can't do that, so I'm gonna say yes, because it's more cool if you can.
Okay.
What do you summon that can swim? A seahorse?
A giant
Hippocampus.
seahorse,
Oh
like
my
in Little Mermaid.
Okay. It has a. I'm giving it a unicorn horn, though. I need you to know that.
That's
Doesn't
fine.
it just make it a narwhal?
Not a seahorse. It's a horse seahorse.
It's a
A
uniseahorse.
you know what?
It's a sea.
You know
it's a
horse.
Sea.
You know horse.
I don't have a good. There's no good. It's a seahorse. Anyway, it's in the water.
Seacorn.
You're able to. You guys are not in. A seacorn is good. I like seacorn. That might be my favorite. You guys are not in combat, by the way, so you guys can all be taking actions. if
Do
you'd
I
like to.
remember from the cave whether Beryl, because I had spent a lot of time near Beryl in the cave. Do I remember if Beryl can swim?
Beryl's sort of a doggy paddler. He's not helpless in the water, but he's not a strong swimmer.
Yeah, but you're obviously not doing this on your own free will.
I don't know how
We don't
obvious
know
that
that
is.
yet.
It doesn't
Yeah.
change the fact that he can't swim, Grace.
We don't know that yet.
Well, no.
We just-
But what I'm getting at is the reason I called the mount is so I can try to rescue Beryl, and
Speed.
obviously I haven't had the greatest history in water, so having a mount that can swim, I figured would be better, a better choice.
If you get swallowed by this whale, I'm judging you because this one's not even alive.
Look,
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
he just
Fair.
has a thing. We're back. Why is it every few sessions we get back to Vor?
I like that, so far, we're, unfazed that Beryl just walked off and Raz is making a seahorse.
Yeah.
Look, he's a,
Hey,
he's a tactile learner. He needs to be eaten to learn things.
I have interesting news for you. I found the stat block. It's otherworldly steed, so I'm gonna give it. Normally, it has a movement speed of 60 and a fly speed of 60.
Only if you use
Your
a 4+
seacorn-
spell slot for the fly
Oh.
speed.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, okay, I'm gonna say it has a 60-foot water speed, and because it is a seacorn and has no legs, it has no land speed.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
everything else that is on here, you just need to determine if it's if it has a fiend, fey, or celestial thing, because it gives it a glare, a step that teleports, and then also a healing touch.
Okay.
Would Raziel be summoning a fiend though?
I don't think so.
Fiend
I
is
think
out,
it's
but
more
I'm trying
likely
to think.
celestial or the one that teleports.
His dad
Yeah,
is
I can-
the fiend.
Here, I'll post the I'll post the link. It's in
There's
our
very much a
Riverside
theme this
chat.
episode.
But yeah, is anyone else doing anything as Braz is summoning this seacorn?
Call to Beatty and be like, maybe we need to go.
I'm going
towards
to
them.
jump off the boat to try to actually rescue
We don't need
Beryl.
more people to
when
rescue.
you look
I
back
can
at
swim,
Beatty, when you look back at Beatty, Kaida, you recognize that she says, "Hold on just a minute, dear," because she is biting the stick on this thing, like as it is being pulled. You recognize that this
Confirm
this
BD can
current
drive stick.
underneath you is slowly getting faster. This thing is turning into a whirlpool.
Am I just compelled to move in a certain direction, or can I speak of my own accord?
You are incapacitated.
Okay.
The only thing you can do is move.
So jump and.
Yeah, no, I mean he can swim, but I mean like he is unable to take any actions. He can only use one movement, so he can't dash or anything. But effectively, until he saves out of this, he's incapacitated.
Okay, so yeah, I
So-
leap in and go to
Okay.
rescue.
All right, you can swim out to him. You've got plenty of range to reach him from where you are. So you're able to jump in and try to do that. As you grab onto him, you recognize that he is fighting you. He is not even seemingly consciously, like as you're trying to grab him, he's just continuing to swim. As you're trying to grab him, he is pulling away from you.
So which one does the teleporting?
The Fey one.
That's what I thought. Okay, that's what he.
The
would
steed
be.
teleports along with its rider to an unoccupied space of your choice up to 60 feet away from itself. So it looks like just you and the sea corn are able to do that. Although it looks like you could throw him on it, because the thing stays out whether or not you're on top of it.
That's what I was gonna ask, if I could get him, get it to take him.
You can try.
Okay.
Well, because so
Gotta
has
get your
Raz
mount to
jumped in
take
with
him.
me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Let's give Redvold a chance to get his hand on the ball here while you guys are jumping in.
Yeah, actually,
Redvold, what
let
are you
Redvold do something
what are you
first.
doing?
So, the moment he jumped over Redvold with Emania, ran towards the edge. Then Emania leapt over, which, like, Redvold was about ready to do so, because he's done that a few times, but feels like he'd like to give Emania a go at this. So he's waiting for Beryl to come within arm's reach, at which point he will grapple and pull.
Okay.
Why do I just
So you were trying to pull him up,
visualize
if I'm understanding correctly, pull him up on the boat, or are you jumping in and then pulling him while he's in the
So
water?
Redvold is not jumping in yet. He's hoping that Raz and Emania would be able to get Beryl close enough that he can grab him and grapple.
Okay, got it. Okay,
Visualize
so
the dog
with all that in mind, I think the lot of you, Emanaya and Rez, I need the two of you to roll perception checks as you were trying to do this. I also need both of you to make athletic checks to try to move him onto your,
Okay.
either into your arms
9
or
on
onto your
perception.
sea corn.
That's a 20 for perception. And
26
Okay.
on athletics, but
Okay.
9 on perception.
Honestly, this
4?
makes sense. This is
4
actually kind of
athletics
the
for me.
makes the most sense.
Good.
As you go to try to scoop him up, Emmy, you recognize that he's fighting you, and as you try to pull him, you were distracted for just the briefest of moments because you were pulled under the water, and the scene in front of you is absolutely horrifying. Because what you begin to realize is that all of the creatures that were trying to chomp down on this whale are being pulled into a whirlpool, and the whirlpool has a face. A hollow, sunken face with very
Speaking of
long
fiend.
teeth. And as you begin to look at this, you're immediately disoriented as you start to look down and down and down, and you do not see the end of this creature.
It's the lair of Scylla. Sorry.
And with that in mind,
It's not
I'm
as
going to
a
allow
therapist,
you to
but-
see this creature now. Just below the surface is this.
Ooh.
That's awful.
I pop up.
This is-
I pop up out of the water. Just Raz. We gotta get out of the water.
What you see in the distance creating this whirlpool looks like a tube worm with a humanoid face. It is miles deep and long. Its body seemingly made up of spindly arms hanging off its side, maybe 10, 20 feet each long, as they kind of drift off to the sides. The top of its mouth hovers just barely below the water, and the light and the woman that you see emanating off the top comes from a stalk sticking off of its head. It looks almost like an anglerfish with its face looking directly up into the sky. And Emmy, with a 24
Anglerfish
perception
freak me
roll,
out.
the thing that panics you most about seeing this creature is that you look in the distance and you see another one. And then you turn, look behind you, and you see another one. This is the wall.
Oh shit.
I come
Raz,
up
you were
at-
able to scoop Barrel up and pull him back onto this seahorse and teleport where do you want to teleport to?
Well, I was gonna try to get him back onto the boat, but
Seahorse can't walk.
Seahorse just flopping around on the deck.
Yeah, you can throw his floppy ass on the boat.
Well, I mean,
but he can't walk.
I was gonna say I can dismiss him too. So as soon as I get back on the boat, I
yeah,
can
but
just
that's
send him
gonna
away.
waste that whole ability if you don't want to do that.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna keep a hold of him and just
Okay.
basically try to get wherever 60 feet is, like on the other side of the boat. Basically put the boat between me and this monster thing to
Yeah,
keep
okay.
him
Just-
safe.
I mean,
and
you
as
could put
far
yourself
away
like
as-
on the edge of the. Oops, I accidentally scooped that. That sucks. Hang on, I gotta move all this stuff now.
There you go.
Yeah, you can basically put him on the other side of the boat. That's easy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Um,
get him to go the opposite direction he's trying to go. So yeah.
Yeah. You were able to do that pretty easily. Emmy, you were going to tell the party about what you discovered, so I'm going to get you to do that.
Technically still in the water. I'm assuming Redvold's there, and like very much like I put my hands up, but it is very much like uppies because there's no body strength on this. I'm wet. It's all hair, clothes. I'm just like, just like I said, it's like rescuing a chihuahua from a pool. Just.
Yep.
And
Okay.
but as I'm pulled up and Redvold pulls me in, I like grab the front of his like vest shirt, what he's wearing, and I'm terrified.
It's all
Absolutely.
chest hair.
Just fine, hands on chest, like spitting up water, like coughing the shit of just, and I look up at him from my much shorter height, and just sheer terror on her face of teeth. It's like all teeth, arms, monster, and there's 2 more coming. It's
What
it's-
is? What are you talking about? And I'm holding her up still.
the wall. The wall. It's under the water. It's eating everything. We need to get out of here. There's 2 more coming.
Okay. Puts Emanaya down. All right, kids, back in the boat. We've got to go.
Run up to where like Beatty is and help her. Like, I just told you to turn this way. We're gonna turn the other way now.
Okay.
We're gonna all tug on this.
I will give her some assistance then with you helping her roll. The challenge you're all going to run into immediately is Beryl. I need another wisdom saving throw to try to break out of this. I'm assuming it's been basically about a round by now.
On
so
it.
your DC is 15.
Here we go. Alchemy, don't be so slow.
Don't fail me now.
Not that. Just
Don't.
Big
stop
money,
being
no
so,
whammies.
so slow.
Hey,
we got it
that's
this
a
time,
17. You're able to shake it off, and this song in your head immediately ends. And all of the memories of what you were looking at come flashing back at you as you realize you were staring at this, like, the same thing that, Emanaya saw, that was just like a miles-long tube worm thing with arms and a sunken face with no eye socket, like no eyes in its sockets, and it's swallowing all the creatures that were eating this whale, and you start to realize it is like the whale's tail. That's I hate that I said that. But the rear end of this whale is getting into this thing's mouth. It's beginning to spiral, and it is swallowing it whole. This thing is just like a giant like sarlacc pit of a worm like thing. It is swallowing everything immediately. But as you break this, BD's going to try to roll with advantage, or Kaida, you can help. Do you want to help, or do you want her to have advantage to steer the ship?
That's a terrible question.
You can roll dexterity to help, or you can give her advantage. Her dexterity is higher than yours.
Did she let her do her thing?
Okay.
I trust Beatty with her boat.
Trust the
Okay,
process.
she's got a very high number, so she is fine. She is able to move the boat one increment, which is about to right here.
Did Raz and I get
but
on,
she
or are
is-
we still on Sea Corny?
I assume the two of you are still on Seacorn, but you can move as fast as the boat can, so that's
Alright.
not really a challenge.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay next to it.
Yeah, the actual challenge that you're running into is that as you were trying to flee this thing, the long stalk off the top of this thing moves alongside your boat. And Emmy, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Barrel's shouting, "Nobody look at the light woman!"
It's grotesque to watch this light woman get closer to you two because you realize this stalk is like growing out of this thing's head and moving it toward you.
Is this wisdom safe to prevent being charmed? Emmy
Yes.
can't be charmed. She's a half elf.
Oh yeah.
Take that, game master.
Well, then I have other bad news. I still need the wisdom saving throw because if you can't
Okay.
be charmed, you take damage
Oh shit!
if you fail.
Take
Yeah.
that.
Oh no,
That's
you're
a
fine.
nat
That's a nat
25.
20, baby.
I'm
You watch
shit
as
at
this-
fighting, but good at this stuff.
This thing tries to like peer into your eyes as Beatty is driving the boat away from it. You're realizing that looking left and right, the things are not moving. As a matter of fact, the terrifying realization that you have is that maybe these things go all the way to whatever the bottom of this ocean is. They just seemingly keep going. This is a wall of like these things every few hundred feet that just function as like a giant filter for everything on top of the water. And they are effectively trying to eat everything. So Beatty's going to try to roll to get you guys out of here again. Is anybody doing anything else?
Beryl wants to
Worst fucking string
clamor.
of anipedes ever.
Beryl wants to clamor from the seahorse that he has never ever known existed before he suddenly came back to his wits atop. He wants to clamor from this back onto the boat.
So you're
Hey,
saying
hey,
that
hey,
this
careful
is
with the
your
gills.
first?
Yeah, in this particular set of circumstances,
I'm glad we
you
could
have
share this
popped
moment
Beryl's
together.
cherry.
It terribly has the ability to speak, and it's just like, hey,
Hey, watch the gills.
Is that not a foothold?
Watch the gills. God.
In the middle of all of the chaos, Kaida looks at Emmy and is like, Quilliam. Quilliam. That's a
I just
good
look
name
at her
for...
like. I just look at her for a moment because confused, because existential horror of. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's a good one. But no, we can discuss later. Workshop later.
I love Kaida
Whatever
so
this,
much.
these things are every 100 feet or so. There's just hundreds of them.
There's a D&D meme that exists that like the funniest and best player you'll ever know is somebody who plays like a human fighter. It's so true of Kaida that she just is the funniest, best player. Okay. You
I can't hit anything, but I'm the best player.
we are going to have to roll at least one more time to try to get away from this thing, assuming that Beatty is able to get out of it. Kaida, I assume you're still helping, right?
Indeed.
Beryl would want to help
I-
as well. He kind of lurches
Okay.
back onto the boat as Emmy is saying what she's saying, and he's like, this is the wall," and then yeah, he's like goes over to help Emmy any way he can. I know I can't directly commune with her gem thing, but in any way that I would know how to help someone do what she's doing, I want to help.
Diddy, you mean?
I'm gonna have her roll with advantage,
yes.
and then if it goes poorly, we'll try to figure out like what that might mean.
If
Names are hard.
Beryl has gotten off, if I'm the only one on this seahorse thing now,
Thank you for rephrasing.
thank you for catching that because I didn't.
We're an hour in. This is.
It's the best episode ever.
We should
We've
really
talked
get
about-
like the smuttiest episode award is gonna have to be something we all strive for. Honestly.
But he's basically gonna do like
Some sweet tricks.
cavalry like patrol. He's just gonna be more assertive and active on this thing than just trying to defend. Because the only reason I was on the other side of the boat was to help Beryl from getting sucked in. So now he's gonna be more on the defensive.
Watch out for the whirlpool, though, Raz.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Raz, I am going to need you to... I mean, this thing is... It has a swim speed, but it is having to fight against the... I'll tell you what, I will either have you roll some kind of a check to guide the unicorn...
The sea corn?
No,
Why are
sea
we
corn,
calling
thank
it
you.
that? I
Unicorn is
missed
what it's actually just normally called.
The unihorse.
I will the unihorse. I will let you either like roll some kind of a check, like an athletics check, to try to guide, or animal handling. It'll be animal handling to guide it away, or you can use its strength check to make a strength check to try to pull away from this thing. You do have your teleport if you need
Well,
it.
that's what I was gonna ask.
Oh
yeah.
wait, no, you only have it once per long rest. Sorry.
Okay.
Never mind. That is gone.
Uh,
So a strength check from the sea corn, or a
How do
or
I roll
need you
for
to
the
make an
sea
animal
corn?
handling check. Just
Okay.
roll a flat d20 and it's +4. His strength is pretty high. He's a pretty tough boy. Oh, he's a tough boy.
wait, you said a flat D20? That was a D6. Sorry.
Yeah. What? Why? Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. He said.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. I was going to say you got a 5, but that was on a d6, so yeah. No, it's a 19. The sea corn is easily able to kind of like maintain the speed.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Beatty is not able to move the boat forward. She is now currently fighting. As you watch the whirlpool start to get stronger, one thing that you also notice is it seems like a storm is beginning to form around you, almost like a small typhoon is starting to form just on the outskirts, almost like it's trying to block your path to
God,
leave.
this thing's suck game is impressive.
It's got a good throat.
Truly.
At about this time, the scum has been able to swim over to you and jumps on the back of the boat, and is just trying to like sit there for survival for the time being.
Welcome back, Squid Boy.
To just clarify, the wall is not blocking our path south, is it?
It is.
We-
you were
we
trying
wanna
to go
get-
north to south.
We do
Yeah,
want to get
You're
past
trying to go
it,
north
right?
to south.
Yeah.
We do need
I
to
mean, at this
try
point,
and get past it.
at this point you are kind of already somewhat past it. Going back may actually be harder
Okay.
because you'd be going back against the whirlpool.
We've
I don't know
got
which way
this.
whirlpools go in the south. But speaking of
Optimism,
Redvold,
that's what we need, Redvold.
I need a wisdom saving throw from you. As
So,
this right thing
Redfold
looks
is
at you.
specifically like he's playing essentially catch, ready to waiting for any of the team members that are going to jump off the side of the boat. So his back is to this light thing,
Okay, all right, perfect. I love that.
and he's just waiting.
Then let's see.
That's kind of what Raz is doing on the seahorse. It's like,
Okay,
if-
so you're not
if
facing,
Red
yeah, because
can't
you're
get it.
swimming away from it. Barrel's immune now. Emmy's immune now. Well, I mean, Kaida, it's either you or Beatty
Either me or
Alright.
Beatty what?
have to get affected by this creature trying to look at you. So which one?
Don't you touch
I will
Beatty.
argue in defense.
I'll 50-50 it.
Sarah's not here to roll for herself.
I'm gonna.
That's fine, he's got her
50-50 it.
sheet.
She's gonna come back and be like, "What did you do to my
I'm on
boat?
D100.
What did you do to me?"
No, she's going to go, Rhoda, what did you do? Because it's likely Rhodey's fault.
It's always going to be.
I feel like Raz is just living his best unicorn life
Hey,
over here.
I look majestic. All right, I'm on a
Hold on.
Hold on.
He's
seahorse
got
with my hair
Fabio-esque
flowing.
hair, man.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I'm rocking this right now.
How? What is?
He's a romance.
What
cover.
is Beatty piloting this ship look like? Does she literally have her hands on a wheel, or is she just like touching her head while she telepathically communes with the gem? Like, what is she doing
So,
physically with
the-
her body?
The way I've pictured it, and this, Beatty can always, Sarah can always clarify this for us, because each of these, communing with these gems is always an act of like a psychic kind of action, right? So there's this like psychic element, but there's also the mechanical element of it.
Right.
So a lot of the functionality on Beatty's boat is made to be functioned by her mind, like the ability to shoot the harpoon, the ability to move the chain. A lot of her like gear that hides things like the trap doors and stuff around the deck, all of it can be manipulated through the gem. The chain, like steering the chain itself and like the motivation of it, is being done both by her mind and also through a wheel. This is the way I picture it, at least. And there is like almost like a small furnace like looking thing in front of her that houses a blue gem.
Okay.
And within the blue gem, you see like it emanating out light. And whenever she's giving it commands, you can almost see it like responding and like light back at her. So she's actively like trying to steer the thing while also communicating with this blue thing.
So Beryl is going to calmly explain why he's doing what he's doing as he ties her hands to the wheel with rope.
Okay.
We love
Okay.
some beaded
Now-
bondage.
Yeah, I mean she's like not the time.
I don't want to.
This is not the time for that,
I don't
Beryl.
want to assume what you're into, but now I do notice there's quite a bit of rope around here. It is a boat after all, and now I need you to really focus on piloting us away from the whirlpools down south. If you have to look around to get your bearings, you might come across in your gaze a woman made of light. I need you to not look at her as much as possible, but if you do, you might be compelled to walk right off the ship. So we're just going to tie your hands right here to the wheel so you can still manipulate it any way you need to. But we need
As
to make
you're
sure you
saying
stay
this,
put.
the stock drops the woman of light literally in the middle of all of you. Kaida, you are the one who draws the short straw on this. I rolled between you and Beatty. I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw, please, as
Let's
the
go,
stock
white
drops
bitch.
down and then pulls back up.
Where the hell is wisdom at?
Can we
Oh,
literally see
I
that
don't
it's
have
now
a lot of
attached
that.
by a stalk?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is a very long spindly like stalk. And I think the scariest thing of this is that you see there is still slack in this thing. They're like, this is not as far as it can reach. This thing can go
Redvold,
really
I think
far.
the woman made of light needs some aftercare.
Oh, I rolled a 6. I just-
I mean, as it moves away from you, you can take an attack of opportunity on it if you would like to.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Give it
I
the
will-
old bonk.
Recklessly.
So I'm hoping for more of a
swing
slice
at
than a
this
bonk,
thing.
right on the stalk.
Where you there's like a long tether attached to what looks like a humanoid woman's body that's made out of light. Are you attacking the light or the tether?
The tether.
Okay.
We've learned this from the Fear Beast. Attack the tether.
Kaida, you were fine, by the way. You begin to hear this thing singing at you as it pulls back, and it's like, ah, and then like you manage to fight it off.
That's terrible. That's a 12 to hit.
Yeah, a 12 unfortunately won't hit this thing.
Sorry, I could just see Kaida going, a bit pitchy. I don't like that.
Look, I'm tired. My voice is bad. It's trying to seal the Hanmoon over here. Nobody's judging. I'm done
When you said
fighting.
the scum had the eyes, I'm like, somebody's been watching K-pop Demon Hunters.
Dude, I finally watched that the other day. It's actually so good.
We don't have time to do that right now.
That's what we're here for.
You're fighting an eldritch horror. Stop it. She's putting on a whole actual Hanmoon concert over there. She's singing Golden. I don't know the Korean parts, but she's got most of it down.
I
But
would
yeah,
imagine
you're
that
not
she's
you're not
actually
affected
singing,
either.
I'm gonna be your idol.
But like
That was
this
awesome.
time. But now we know
Yeah,
that the Sea Boys can just throw the light girls up here.
Mhm.
We need to get going, y'all.
The good news is BD is able to like force the boat forward enough that you're able to get out of this thing's grasp and out of its range. As you kind of look around, you realize that the boat that you saw in the distance before is empty, not just because it capsized, but because there is no crew on it. It seems like either they were guided off into the mouth of one of these other things, or it was capsized and then everyone on it was swallowed. In the very far distance, you see a much larger ship, which looks like it may have suffered a similar fate. But it looks like it may be older. It's harder to tell in that distance. But you were able to make it past what is known as the wall. But this scum did jump back up on the boat. He is behind you. He's kind of just like waiting for his opportunity to jump back off. So if anyone would like to stop him
scum.
from doing so.
Hey, good to see you made it through. Just so you know, immediately after you decided to leap off of the boat, we had decided we would help you out. It's such a shame that you had left the boat, but we're glad you got to safety, and we were able to help you out.
Yeah. Welcome back.
You can use me as proof, being in the water.
You hear in your mind, your kindness will be appreciated by the masters. I will make sure they know that between those of the depths and those of the serpents, you've sided with us. Thank you.
I don't know about siding, but we're just helping him.
As you start to say, like, I don't know about siding, he's already jumping off. He's already like, thank you for choosing this side in the war. Goodbye.
I'm going to tell, I'm going to let the masters know that you helped us, so we're going to beat you less than the slaves that we enslaved.
Right.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, I'm
Do
sure
we
that
now
will
have
come
a
back around
mark
to
of
bite us in the
affinity
past.
towards one particular guild now?
Yeah.
In our quest log.
Of the terrible things of which, funny enough, the Rainbow Dice Club knows a little bit about because of some stuff that was in their backstory. You guys have accidentally chosen his side. So
Great.
congrats.
We got some faction rep over here
Cool.
at the expense of something else potentially. I'm sure that won't come back to bite us
It's
later.
okay. It's going to be fine when we betray them later.
We haven't gotten to pick our faction once yet. Like even with the well divers, they just kind of threw it at us, and it was like, all right,
You don't
no,
have
go
a
away.
single title. You haven't gotten to be called a chicken chaser. Nothing. Is this supposed to be Fable or not?
Untie Beatty's
right.
hands, or would Beatty like to stay tied?
Just because I want to pick on Sarah a little bit. She has, like, whenever you started to tie her, she knocked the rope out of your hands and handed you her whip. And as you go to untie her, she's
Like,
like,
you're gonna do it, do it right.
BDSM, aren't we?
actually, I'm feeling pretty comfy like this. If I'm being honest, I think I'd prefer. I feel at home. I want to stay. Let's just get the rest of the way out of here. Get as far south as we can.
All right.
This is,
Whatever you want to do to your boat. Whatever floats
I
your
just-
boat,
Beryl's on,
sweetie.
Beryl's on fire this session. He's going to let Emmy indulge and share his ink. He's, happy sharing things. He's on
Do what you
fire.
got to do, because Redvald's over there with the aftercare. So
Yeah.
so good. I love that for us. I know it's earlier than we normally take a break, but I feel like it's a good stopping point to do so. If you pull up the map that I just pulled up and pull up the tactical
That
side,
has all the
you'll-
ominous smoke over it now.
I do like the
yeah. Well, if you pull up the
smoke.
tactical one, it doesn't have all that.
yeah.
You'll see that the boat is now about just past these islands that are south of Pilgrimage, and
hell was
you'll
that?
see that that's kind of
That was me. Sorry.
Oh,
it wasn't on the map. I promise. You'll see that you were just.
shit's about to go south. The Officer Radar's been called in.
And I think Beatty would be able to kind of explain to you guys too, having sailed these waters a lot, that there's a channel to the southeast over here from Pilgrimage that goes out, and there's a channel that goes out over here, and that's the way most of the ships travel, is either southeast out or southwest out. Nobody really goes straight down south, and now all of you know why, because there is basically this giant eldritch wall of creatures that
No,
block
the
off.
eldritch anal bead string that eats everything.
Wow.
That is exactly. No, you said they're interspersed every 100 feet,
200 feet. Yeah.
200 feet linked together that just.
No,
eat
they're not linked
everything.
together. They're not they're actually based on lava tube worms in the ocean. That concept that if there is enough food, something will just keep growing in length forever. These things are effectively they're however many miles long, and they have these very large spindly arms that kind of come off the sides of them to kind of help them balance and keep themselves straightened, and their faces look straight up. And whenever they find enough food that is in their general area, they consume it in mass. And that is why you sensed an aberration, Raz, because there was that thing is an aberration.
Oh well,
has grown from the
looks like we
population.
need to now nuke the entirety of this world.
Make it from
And you
just
now at least
Australia.
know
You
too,
should use
there's
the
two there's
It's
two
not.
factions
This is not
that you know
Australia.
of
We
now.
don't have anything this big.
And you now know that there's some kind of a factional war that seems to go on, that there is some sort of a creature that lives south of here and some set of creatures that live north of here. You're not exactly sure what that is.
I've realised this is a third war that we're now kind of semi-involved in.
Yeah.
We've got the World Divers with whatever's going on with Raz's family and the Harpies, and now this.
It's amazing because
There's
it's only
always
been
war.
3 days and we're already involved in 5 wars.
All right, well, everybody take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. We'll come back and we'll see how far south you guys get.
Fun.
You can't say that right as we go back to being live. That would be terrible.
I clicked the button after I said that, so all they heard was y'all laughing.
Yeah.
All of us defending ourselves like, we didn't say anything. God, what's wrong? Oh, man, no. I
have
love
a
the
player.
art that we have accidentally inspired.
I love that
Sorry, go
too.
ahead.
Truly,
I have
every
a
time
player
somebody
every
says they're gonna
Monday
draw,
night.
I'm like, yes.
I have a player every Monday night on stream when we're about to go live. I don't tell them when we're about to go live because they've tried to time it. So we open with penis every time.
Nice.
Could be worse.
I have so many sex toys on my screen right now. I have to get them off my screen.
Yeah, this
Not sure where that
feather
was
one.
going.
It looks like a. It looks
I forgot
like,
you weren't here when
It
we
looks
were
like a
doing
little
that, sorry.
shaker with like a silicone feather coming off of it.
There is no goddamn way I'm so sorry, but what I just found is a porcupine, real porcupine covered vibrator? No. Why?
I've got one of those. It's fine.
I hope it's ethically sourced porcupine quills.
Got one of those. It's for
Here he
sound.
goes. I'm
Don't worry
sorry.
about it.
What
For
in all
sounding.
caps?
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna save this image and send it to you sometimes whenever you're doing something bad, just to remind you that you should stop.
Christmas shopping.
Fucking terrifying. All right, I gotta close the screen. What does that one do? No, I gotta close the screen.
You
Sorry.
say I get distracted easy.
Some of them have like. Well, I pulled up the Quill thing and was looking at Quill sex toys,
See,
and it's
I
become a whole thing.
legitimately started considering for Emmy, like, well, what kind of actual quill? Like, writing implement. We also learned that there's a word that Australians say that Americans don't. We call ballpoint pens biros. Don't know why.
I've heard you guys say
Gotta be
that.
a brand name.
Yeah,
or
some
something.
There's
Biro
a
is
term
brand
that
name.
Australians have that
Okay,
Americans
okay.
don't. You guys have a term for
You
everything.
guys have a lot.
Yeah.
I saw.
Bing
I
bongs.
saw. Yes, and then I saw
Just made that
a TikTok, and the person said like the name for a car accident, and then somebody else in Australia was like, "No, we call these this," and then it was like 6 different Australian terms for a
bingle.
small
A
car
wonky donkey.
accident. But you think you don't have words that we don't have, girl?
Everything's a
You
bing
guys are
bong.
the queens of slang.
You sent me an entire dictionary of Australian slang one time.
True.
This is
My favorite.
All right.
My favorite one is thongs. Just thongs.
Yeah, no way.
we have that one.
Yeah, not the same thing though.
I have a pretty
We also
pronounced
use them
thong
for
tan
sandals. It's fine.
currently.
The whale tail, if you mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You do, Zach.
I do. I have a very pronounced thong tan.
Send me your whale tail later, by the way. Let's jump back in. You are now south of what has been referred to as the wall to you by this aboleth-like creature, this aberration that jumped off the boat the second he had the chance to and swam off.
He did not want to
as
hang
you were
around us,
sailing-
and I understand.
No, the second he was like, you guys have made a good choice, and y'all started to be like, wait a minute. He's like, no, it's too late.
Yeah.
Narratively.
When you get the answer you want, you leave.
War crimes.
The DM has decided this has been sold, and I'm moving on now.
I may have been in a trance, but I heard all of that Quill and Tool talk. I'm out of here.
I just want somebody to have clipped the entirety of the tool naming conversation.
They did.
because
There's like
that-
12 clips that is just that one after another.
Oh my god.
Okay. In the distance, you can already see it, despite the fact that it is pretty far away at this point. There's an island just floating in the air. The only one of you, I believe, who would have ever had a reason. Well, Kaida, you've seen it, because you lived relatively close to this area, and to travel to pilgrimage, you would have had to go past it in one way or another. But Raz is the one who is the most familiar with this island, as it is his homeland.
It's Daddy's land.
Raz, we're on a boat on the sea. How do we get up there?
But we don't need to, do we? We're just trying to get past it.
No, we need
Right,
to
we're
get up
fine. We
do?
don't. We don't need to get up there.
there. No, we need to go.
We
there.
do.
Hold on, I've forgotten then.
You're fine. You're right.
You're actually both right. Beryl,
Iris's
you were
daughter is in trouble. I
Oh,
believe.
right.
up there.
Beryl would have remembered.
So-
My sister is there.
Emanaya's sister.
yes, okay.
is
Beryl
there.
would have remembered these things. Zach is
Beryl
dumb.
is correct that you were headed to the Shimmering Rift, which is to the south, past the island.
Every time I
And,
ping, it gives me
I know it moves all of. I'm sorry, it is probably
no,
the
and it
worst
gives
noise
me
in your
panic
headphones.
because it goes wing wing.
Yeah, it's a cute
Sorry.
noise. It's not anything scary.
To the south is the Shimmering Rift, which is where you were told by Bast that you needed to go to save Anand. But several of you have reason to go to the island in the sky. Raz, I think, does not want to, as he's been made pretty clear. You can all tell, despite the fact that you can see this island in the distance, you have about a day of traveling before you will be able to try to figure out how to get up there. So you don't have to worry about it too much yet, and the form of it is kind of difficult to make out. You can tell it looks like it looks like a large island that's formed just randomly in the sky, but there is earth hanging underneath it. You see vines in the distance that are, from this distance, they must be massive to be able to see them hanging down. You see what look like stones that are hanging underneath it that are just in the air. And so you're not entirely sure how this thing is suspended at all. But as you get closer, you'll be able to make out more and more of it.
It's just an obstacle illusion. We should go
An
away.
obstacle. Wait. An
Go back.
obstacle
In
illusion.
case
Hold
the,
on.
the rocks fall, we don't want to, get crushed
mean-
or wiped out.
You mean
so
an optical illusion?
Is
What'd
this
I
like when
say?
my kid says whole and tired?
an
instead of
optical
whole and
illusion.
tired?
What did I say?
and
You said obstacle. You said
Not
obstacle
whole
illusion.
entire thing. The whole
optical
and
illusion.
tired.
God, I'm whole and tired right now.
Obstacle illusion is now my favorite.
I didn't say obstacle.
You
Buddy, you
did. and
did.
It was an accident.
You go listen to that.
I'm so
know-
sorry,
we
but you
know-
did.
It's too bad we don't
It was
record these,
beautiful
so nobody
writing.
will ever
It was
know.
beautiful. I love it.
Oh God, I was so trying to let it go too, and everybody else is like, "Wait, hold the fucking minute."
As you're talking about that whole description, though, all I can think is Epic the musical of "We're in the home of the Wind God."
Okay, you have basically all of you about a day to both try to figure out how to get up there, maybe talk to some of your compatriots who might know, including Raz and the Harpy, whose name is Pick. You also have, resources among you to try to figure out what you need to do. And you can kind of think about your game plan. You have basically an entire day. It was like mid-morning whenever that event happened. So, well, it was like it was like early afternoon rather. So you have the rest of this day and most of the morning to kind of get there. So you've got some time to think about what you want to do, to plan out things, and anything else you want to do.
Well, no, we do have business up there. I forgot we picked up a side quest.
I mean, I wouldn't call my sister a side quest, but
Well,
I would call it unnecessary.
I wouldn't go that
We
far.
should-
well,
We should
of course
go
you do.
somewhere
You
else.
don't want to go and see your father.
We don't gotta go to Daddy's house. We could ding dong ditch him.
I get the impression it's Daddy's island.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is Daddy's house.
I'm not going to lie. I do think your father needs a good slap in the face.
I thought you were gonna say spanking.
I thought he was gonna say aftercare.
Oh my god.
I saved the spanking for special enemies.
And his wife.
And
Raz.
honestly,
Are your people attack on sight with outsiders, or
Why don't
Can
you
we-
ask the harpy?
well,
right? Well, I mean,
that's probably not a good kind of consideration, considering, you had a war with the Harpies. What are they like with other people?
indeed, right. The rest of us. Can we go up there and talk, or will we be attacked on sight?
Because they're racist pieces of shit.
Well, let's not
Should I-
say that
should I
to
go
their
now?
faces.
At least you and the Harpy agree on one thing, even if it is your dad.
It might. I don't know. Raz is a very confused relationship with his father.
Raz is
I don't
thinking
know
about the
even
sequel
still if he
adventure.
agrees with the harpy's opinion of his father.
Raz
Yeah.
EXE is stalled.
Right. Yeah, the pick will kind of hop down, and she's still like she's been holding her last cigarette for a couple of days at this point. I think no, about a day and a half.
I thought she
And
gave the last one to Iris.
It's very well packed.
she did, but she held one. She held one left, and she gave her last one to Iris. Besides that one, and she's kind of like holding it like behind her, like in her mouth because she doesn't have hands. And as she sees the island, like you see her for just the briefest of moment, like look for her lighter, which she did give to Iris, and then she like settles down, tucks it back behind her ear, and she says, "Well, I guess I've got to hide. They'll kill me if they see me."
Right, we don't want that. But again, Raz, what about the rest of us?
Well, the rest of you should be fine as long as you stay unthreatening and don't go to the island.
Okay, but we
Okay.
specifically want to go to the island. So if we do go to the island, are they going to attack us on sight?
Most likely, you guys will be detained, if not worse. If they find out me or the Harpy are with you, you'll probably be killed on sight.
Okay, so you don't.
Why
doesn't like
is
you
that?
either.
We've waited long enough, but I think it's story time, Raz.
I don't know. I like it when he's grumpy and untalkative. It's such a change of pace.
Well, I'm not allowed to go back to the island.
Banishment. Now, this is what we're talking about.
More
What
like
did you do?
presumed dead. And unworthy.
Were you unworthy before you were dead, or is this like a comes with death kind of thing?
Well, let's just say I'm basically seen as beneath the Harpies now to my people.
Don't let Pick hear that.
She's like standing right next to you.
I was gonna say, she probably knows.
Kaida is whispering that to Pick. Don't let Pick hear that.
Completely on brand.
Wait, which one are you?
I will say too, like Scarlett has like sat down and crossed her legs for story time, and she's like looking up at you, as Red is like slowly lowering himself down, also into the like crossed leg position.
Kind
And
of like
he, like-
opens the bag and gets some goose noodles out, starts passing them along.
I was gonna say, I was picturing Red like opening his chest compartment like Bender and pulling out popcorn.
I was
out
about to do
treats
something
and
like that, but I was
handing
like,
them out.
I don't want to like in fiction give him the ability to make popcorn because I feel like
That's so
somehow
funny.
that'll come back to bite me. But no,
Not
I
if
mean
he-
they're all
not
like
if he
sitting
doesn't
down to
have
eat
the- Not
snacks.
if he doesn't have the grains on him. He only has enough for one.
He would definitely become Kaida's best friend if he can constantly
They
Oh,
produce
yeah,
can
we-
make
snacks.
popcorn.
We're besties now.
Yeah, but he's sitting down and like the two of them are kind of just like listening, and Scarlett's eyes are like real big as she's like staring at you telling the story.
All right. Well, Iris needs to get up there, and I'm going with her. Emmy wants to get up there, and I think most of us want to help her. But Raz, if you and Pick need to stay down here, we can figure out our own way up.
I mean, phrasing aside, I mean, it would be nice if all of you would like to help me, but okay. I feel like we're skipping over a little thing, right? Going back to the story time. Why would your father and people think you're unworthy? You're an admirable warrior. You're brave. You care. You fight for what's right. So why would they see that as bad?
It goes a little deeper than that. The problem though is if we can see the island, they can most definitely see us.
Well, yeah, because they've got the high ground.
Well, yeah. And you can't see their patrols, but odds are if we continue towards this island, they're going to see us as trying to be a threat, and they know that I am probably on this boat. But I obviously am missing some stuff that I once had. And
What?
when she does that, Raz has been basically staring at the island the whole time, and now he just gives her this dirty look of like, you're gonna make me tell you.
Well, she doesn't see anything wrong with Raz. She doesn't see him as missing anything.
I'll
And then he's-
also say, Raz, you have a recognition, I think, in this moment that they've never seen another member of the First. They may have no idea what you actually are supposed to
We
look
think
like.
Raz is absolutely perfectly
Right.
normal.
Raz is the prototype.
To them, they don't think you are any different than
No, I
you
know.
have always
Yeah.
looked.
But he's obviously guarded, so she keeps pushing. So he stares at her for a second, and then he looks at Pick. And because he's gonna have to bear his shame in front of a harpy.
Yeah.
So Raz takes off his chest plate and chainmail and turns around and finally shows his 2 scars on his back, and like kind of sympathetically like is rubbing the wound, and explains how I once could fly. My wings were everything. And they were perfect until. And he kind of looks up towards Pick, but not at Pick. One of them took it all away. And my people do not accept imperfection. And part of our ritual is if you are not good enough to keep your wings in pristine check and defeat the harpies, you're not worthy of being on the island. So my father had to remove the best part of me, and I was thrown off the island, as we do, and unfortunately I survived the fall and found the well divers eventually, and have been avoiding this place ever since. So thank you for bringing me back.
Raz, I'm very sorry about this, but I'm just a little bit confused. A lot of hyperbole there. What is the best part of you that you lost? You look, and from what I know, great.
Raz is going to again look at the harpy and keep rubbing keep kind of touching his scars. And then he's finally going to turn back around and look at everybody and be like, my wings were what gave me purpose. They are what showed my ability and my worth. And without them, I am just cursed to walk the land.
But that's also categorically not true. You're still able to fight. You've protected us.
In a very limited capacity. I used to lead armies. I was very
Why can't you
much
still do that?
the trophy of our kingdom. And had high expectations. And I failed.
The thing about trophies is that they're mostly kind of just stuck on a wall to be looked at. You're far more useful than that. I will gladly be the army that follows you, because I think you're great the way you are.
Aye,
And
it's
I
been a
think we can
downright
all-
pleasure to get to know what's been left of you.
And I think we can all argue that you're more than just a pretty face.
You rode a sea corn today.
That's funny.
Pick steps forward off the mast, like kicking her leg off the side of it, stands up kind of straight, and says, I watched when they tore his wings off. It was my mother who bested you. I don't know if you knew that. Doesn't matter. Your father crushed your windpipe the second he grabbed her. But he threw you down first. He made sure that you were the example before my mother was killed.
Goddamn toes.
Yeah. They ripped their wings off. If you see on the back, and she points to his wings with her foot, and she says, see there? His base of his wings are black now. He's cursed. He's a fallen, not a first. I've only ever known of one other one.
Is there a way we could maybe get your wings back? Would they have mounted them on display or destroyed them?
It's a sign of shame. So, if it's not perfect, you get rid of it.
I would like to counter with something. In the intellectual field, the first can also translate as alpha. Alpha models are rarely the best. They are full of issues and errors and need constant trials and error to be perfect. Maybe if
definitely
the
have
way your
errors.
family are doing things and your island are doing things, they're not the best of the best. And you have learned to be better.
Well, if we continue towards the island, you will soon discover who the best really is.
And at risk of pointing out the obvious, surely you can see it wasn't Pick's kind that took everything from you, right?
It was me who failed.
We all fail, Raz. Failure alone doesn't deserve what happened to you. That's injustice.
And also, you didn't fail. You were bested, but that didn't mean you fail. There are always going to be people who are better, stronger, smarter. We've faced enough monsters that are better than we are, but that doesn't make us useless.
No one was stronger than me.
I think we can argue that we have found plenty of things that are stronger than you since.
That whale.
Since I'm broken.
My mom was better
Well-
than you whenever you had your fucking wings.
But also,
No,
if
she
your
got a
family is
sneaky shot
that
in.
strong and that powerful, why haven't they done something about the wall? Maybe because they can't. Why haven't they left their island? Because they can't. They're afraid of being seen as less than. So they
do
stay in their
kinda
little
seem
bubble
like
where they can
cowards.
be the best, because there's no one to challenge that. An echo chamber is still an echo chamber of mediocrity.
Speaking of echo chamber, it's just me and like Red, and we're passing things stars.
I love Connor. I love Connor so
Scarlett is like
She's
leaned over
got
a
a
few
good
times to be
point.
like, Did you hear that? That's that's a good idea.
Can you-
Yeah. I keep doing Irish instead of. I can't do a French. I've been trying to learn how to do a French accent again.
You can do a French
Can you
accent.
believe that he
Fine.
thinks that he's just a trophy? We've
cannot.
gone on so
Cannot
many
believe it.
adventures.
I slipped into some other kind of accent. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm doing Irish again.
Straight
in the
Mrs.
back
Doubtfire
I've been
right there.
I've been listening to a Quebec woman speak to try to like learn how to do a Scarlett, and I can't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, they have a unique accent.
It is anyway. Yeah, the three of you passing this back and forth. This does give you an opportunity if anyone would like to during this kind of downtime. I don't want to like cut the scene short, but I want to give you a chance to like, if you want to be doing something, I want to give you an opportunity to kind of set yourself up for that. You also are going to have to figure out what it means to get up to the island for you guys. Like what kind of party assembly you're going to do. If you have any thoughts around how you want to get up there. If you want to be sneaky, if you want to be direct, kind of just in general, like what your plan is. This gives you an opportunity to kind of plan that out.
Well, as healing as this therapizing has been, I don't think we're gonna unpack and undo all of this trauma in an hour. So we do need to start talking tactics, because our arrival is imminent.
Yes. But don't worry, Beryl. We'll get around to the fact that, you keep avoiding it yourself. But you are right. We need to find a way to get up to the island.
Wait, what? I didn't hear you.
I'm glossing
She said
over.
you need- she
She's
said you
agreeing
need
with you
therapy.
while calling you out. Yeah.
She's saying
Totally
Beryl
fair.
needs therapy
Totally
while moving
fair.
past
Beryl
it, yeah.
keeps changing the
I
subject
didn't
to more
catch it.
practical things like,
Yeah.
let's not talk about feelings.
How do you keep breaking the fourth wall? What's happening?
Totally,
What kind of bullshit is this?
Totally fair.
But yeah, she does confirm, yes, we need to figure out how to get up to the island. I mean, Beryl, do you actually have any spells that could do that?
Aye, but only one person. How high up is the island? Is it more than 6,000 feet in the air?
I mean, as you're getting closer to it, you recognize that. So if you look to your east on this map, I guess technically be west from your perspective, but like on the map, this like island over here, or sorry, island, this mountain range over here is up into the like cloud level. That's how high up these mountains go. They are the cloud layer on which they seem to go up to is at the same level as this island. So that's kind of speaking in, allegory here, I guess, because I don't want to give it a specific number, but high enough that it could be in the clouds.
Raz's island is moist.
Damn. Well, then I don't have a clear answer on whether I have a spell that could get a person
I don't
up
know
there.
how high up. I can
think
actually,
I
I
do.
guess, look at how high up clouds generally are.
Yeah. Oh,
It
don't
depends
know.
on what kind.
Right, but I mean, even like the lowest, looks like the lowest ones are like 6,500 feet in the air.
okay.
Unless it's a fog cloud, and then that comes to us. So.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It may be a wee bit out of range of my spells.
You said that there are floating stones underneath.
hmm
Are they kind of like tiered interval kind of?
Roll a perception check from this range. I'm gonna say this conversation took a couple of, an hour or two to kind of go
That's
through.
a 15.
Chatting. It's a what?
A 15.
Where'd you roll this?
Oh,
Where did I see it?
right there.
I
on
see the
D15.
15.
Oh, apparently I need to refresh. With a 15, oh no. With a 15, what you're able to see in the distance is it looks almost like the best way. I don't want to have to use this example, but it's in my head, and so I think it may help best to to frame it around this. Have you ever seen the Castle in the Sky, the Ghibli movie, where they go to Laputa, and there's like a castle literally floating on like a giant island in the sky, and there's like rocks hanging underneath it that seem to be suspended. That is largely what you're seeing. So just to describe it for people who don't know what I'm talking about, there is What you can see in the distance is an island that is big enough to house, the forest perspective here makes it look like it's bigger than Pilgrimage, but it's about the same size. You can see one large, like, tower-like city on the outskirts of it. And underneath that is hanging down like a bunch of vines that are holding up different rocks. And then some of these rocks that are suspended in the air appear to not be tied to anything. They are just free floating in the air. It looks like if you were to take the time, you could potentially work your way up from the very bottom. You would have to get yourself up a number of feet in the air. But if you were able to do so, you could potentially go from rock to rock, climbing up in a stealthy manner. I think from the construction of the way, like, the technology and everything else around this thing, the way it kind of looks, you get the feeling that they would be aware of, like, that kind of methodology.
I have potentially two options. One, both of them are questionable. So the first option, we get rope, and we get Capri to take the rope up and tie it off, and then someone much bigger and stronger and not as all this, gesturing to all of herself, climbs up and can help us, but that is a significant distance to do that. Secondarily, if Beatty was potentially open to it, we could makeshift some kind of hot air device out of parts of the ship.
I think Beatty, in hearing the, like, parts of the ship, would immediately be like, "You ain't taking apart my ship."
I'm not saying, but if we could, I don't know, jerry-rig the sail and a compartment or some part of the ship, because obviously you have to take into consideration, obviously, lift and all of these things. You probably know about it a lot better than I do, but to go up and maybe, between Beryl and I don't know exactly what the crystal does. We could find a way to garner enough lift to go up.
Well, aside from the fact that I don't know about the feasibility of that. Beatty is quite attached to her ship, quite literally currently, and I can't commune with her ship's gem at all, so I don't think there's a way of generating lift via that.
Well, obviously we'd take Beatty with us. We wouldn't leave her behind.
You could always let them just kidnap you, take you to the island directly.
Well, here's what I was going to ask, Raz. Do your people up there have any mechanisms for raising or lowering people or cargo or anything to the ground? Or do they purely rely on their own flight?
Yeah, if they can't fly it, they don't need it. But they're pretty strong. Their wings are pretty powerful. But I don't think they could take a ship up there.
I will say, for what it's worth, Raz, that is absolutely true. The last time you were there, that was the case. No other humanoids had been anywhere near your hometown, your home city, the capital city.
They don't like airships either. So.
They don't allow airships in the area. They haven't allowed, there have, as far as you know, never been another, I think it's called species in 2024 rules. There's never been another species on your island. But you have now been told that a human in Iris's daughter and a human in Emaniah's sister are both there, of which has never happened before, to your knowledge. So you were not sure how they got there, or to your. But that is what you just said. They've never had any methodology for things to get up there, but there are currently 2 humans up there, or at least you've been told there are 2 humans up there.
Would it be odd though that they might be prisoners? Is my assumption.
From what you know of your time there, they have never allowed any other species on the island, including prisoners. Anyone they had the need to take as a prisoner would not have been on the island.
Right.
And had any reason to take them to the island, it would have been their corpse, not them.
Cool.
All right. Well, we've got about a day to figure this out. If we haven't come up with a solid plan, when we get closer, I can help Pick, if you're willing. I can help you scout the area up there and see if there's anything we don't know, anything up there that might help us get up, just any information that could help. I can give you about an hour to be undetected.
Her eyes go wide as you're saying this, and she says, they have methods to see things. What is the best way to put this? Whereas my people live in communion with nature, we live beyond the fog wall. We live within the confines of this world, the way it was designed to be lived within. We function in accordance with nature. These bastards, they do everything they can to take from the world around them. They take resources. They take unnatural means by which they find things. If you're talking about just making me hard to see, that will not be a challenge for them. They will pluck me out of the sky.
All right, well, there's 2 spells negated, so yeah, let's come up with another plan.
We're very aware.
For what it's worth,
of
this
our
is her
place.
perspective, to be clear, too. Like, her opinion on this is that she's scared of the idea of being in the air, invisible with whatever technology or magic or whatever it is that Raz's people have. I'll also note, just for Aaron's sake, because I think it's cool, the Beyond the Fog Wall thing is something you created, by the way, during our setup.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Raz
Interesting.
probably isn't actually too far off the mark. I mean, think about it this way. If we allow them to capture us, we do have the slight problem. We've got to figure our way around the fact that, according to Raz, they will kill Raz and Pick on sight. Not a question that we really want to deal with. But, Beryl, you and I could have our weapons taken away and we would be fine. Redvold could, have aftercare withheld. And I'm sure it would be... Like, we know that Redvold is an incredible fighter. So...
Just to be clear, aftercare should never be withheld.
Definitely not.
I'm not even sure I want to see Kaida without crop top.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
I never go anywhere without crop top.
I want to give you guys a chance to, if anyone who has like a higher insight, to roll, like, I think against both Raz and Pick's like knowledge of this stuff, because I think it's worth like having an idea about what that is. That's a 9.
I do. I mean, I can try. I can roll it,
For
but I
Emmy.
wouldn't be inclined to, based on my.
I don't think you need to.
Feeling
If you don't
that
feel like
skill.
you would.
Yeah.
But even with a 9, I mean, you get the feeling that neither of them is like misleading you. They both seem, I mean,
Very uncomfortable.
uncomfortable, afraid, I think is a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
I think what they're trying to describe is clear, and I think in recollection of kind of what we've talked about before, that there is some level of like technology to the first like city that makes it somewhat scary for the two of them to be coming back to. But that may, I mean, with that kind of technology, I think you could also draw the line to say like there's probably some methodology to get you up there if you are seen and known. But if you want to be sneaky, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I want to know how you want to get there. If you want to be sneaky, that is going to involve like one methodology. If you want to just get captured or be like very, forthcoming and like try to get people to see that you're coming, that's another. It's kind of up to you how how you want your approach to be. And then we can kind of like make it jazz as we get to doing whatever that is.
Well, given that what Raz said was that he would be killed on sight, I think all of our first instinct was to get up there on our own, stealthily.
Yeah.
Raz then suggested that we just get ourselves captured, but that still leaves the question of either he stays behind or he gets killed. So
Yeah.
I think we're all just sort of leaning away from
What
that
if-
until now.
What if, hear me out here, right? Instead of using magic, because we're trying to think about magical ways around this, why don't we just disguise Raz, dye his hair, put some makeup
Ooh,
on him?
he'd make a good redhead.
We know that Kaida's a brilliant
You've
seamstress.
thought about this one.
We know that Kaida is a brilliant seamstress. She's
Combat overall
great
for
at
everybody.
making designs and costumes and whatnot. Most of us don't actually, well, can fight without weapons if we need to defend ourselves.
I will say, out of character, that these people do have unique eyes. Like, the character's design where the eyes are basically like blue galaxies. They're not like a normal eye in that it looks
Throwing
almost like-
contacts on it would be hard, is what you're saying.
yeah, like if I did nothing and you looked at my eyes, they're unique to the first. So it would be something where they probably wouldn't notice at first, but if they looked at me, they would know I was first in disguise.
Okay, so we put some glasses on it, give him Iris's cane,
Yeah, I
and we say
mean,
that he's blind.
Right, wrap a bandage around it like armor.
Go blind. All right.
I have an
Oh,
out of game
okay,
question
okay.
too while we're at it. Rhodey, when is it that you're not able to play again? Because that may also determine what you have to do here, buddy. Because is it the next session that you're not able to play, or is it the one after that?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I need you to check, because that may determine what we do too, buddy.
If it's the next session, then we all just get captured while he and Pike hide.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Or
what
Ian
it's gonna
Pick.
be.
Yeah,
Pike is a
let me-
cooler name.
Let me see.
Kitty.
Kitty cat.
Do you,
I like
do
how
you
you're
need
just
something?
surrounded by
Do you need
animals.
something?
Yes, mother. I crave violence.
He
Your
accidentally
own
got
Sphinx of
outside
Wonder.
today, and our neighbor was texting me like, "I don't think your cat knows what to do outside." And I'm like, "No, no, he does not. Thank you.
That's okay, neither do we, let's be honest.
Let me come get the little smooth brain. Not a wrinkle in this motherfucker's head."
I do like how he got up there to like communicate with you, and I could just see his little mouth like moving just a little bit, like, like okay, yeah,
Such a
buddy.
shit.
I'm looking through my calendar. If y'all
You're
wanna
fine.
keep
While
going.
while you're looking at that, I'm gonna kind of set up for to give you guys the options, because we're getting close to time anyway. So this way we can kind of like let you pick. As you draw up closer, what you begin to realize is that, Raz, for you and Pick, the island looks different. Not in a severe way of any kind, but there is movement above the island that is moving to the northeast. That is not flying people, which is the only people you've ever seen. The only movement you've ever seen. You've never had like aircrafts or vehicles of any kind, because your people have not needed them. They've always relied on their wings and their strength. But you see airships moving from the north. They're coming down from the northeast and then moving back. It seems like kind of a, not a steady stream, but it's taking you so long to get there that you were able to see, like a couple per hour.
I didn't realize
So that
Rory
is
had a
new.
dog in the cave.
Yeah, she's had a dog there the whole time. I keep looking at him.
I just thought it was like a really fluffy dog bed.
No, there's a very fluffy dog in there too. He is 14 years old, and his name is Wi-Fi.
No.
Oh,
He said bud.
puppy.
He says it's bedtime.
Alongside that, you also see this little like scooped out part of the island here. Sorry for the ping that I'm about to do. The little scooped out part is functioning as like some kind of an airship like bay, where you see both a like lift that is functioning, with like some of these very long silvery thread like looking tethers, and you see what look like armed guards like riding up and down with
Winged
whoever
armed
is
going
going
or
up
just
this.
humanoid?
Yeah,
Okay.
No, though they are first. They are people who
Okay.
are winged and armed, They have long swords, and some of them have bows, and some of them have crossbows. And at one point, you actually see like some kind of creature in the water in the distance, and a long like whining sound starts to spool up, and you hear like, and then and a laser beam like object shoots out of the top of this castle like structure on the edge, slamming into the water. And you watch in the distance as this very large, multiple-legged creature of some kind comes swimming up from the bottom of the water and is dead. And they have somehow like shot this thing down. You realize with all of this movement that you are not as suspect as you might have been if it were just the only boat headed toward them. So somehow there is some kind of activity happening here that you were not super familiar with. This is an Easter egg for Cleo and Iris next time. She will actually see on the airships is a design that reminds her very much of her daughter. It seems to be maybe her daughter's business is doing something here.
Oh wow.
And as a result, there are these things moving back and forth. But this gives you the opportunity to, if you would like to, approach from the sea, you will not be quite as irregular as you might have been if there had been, nobody coming here anymore. So you may be able to disguise yourselves. You may be able to play the invisibility game, but you also recognize that in looking at the castle and the island and the way it seems to be functioning, that a lot of these goods that are being moved around, the things going out the elevator, they seem to be fully autonomous. No one is touching anything. They just move up. And you watch as like packages lift off of things, move to the side, set down. It seems like there's some level of automation on this island that you weren't expecting. Raz, this is something wholly familiar to you. Your people, have most of the
Isolationists.
time, right, like most of the time your people do their own labor.
Right.
But this has been a functionality of your city all along. It's just one that your father has never allowed people to use. But
Yeah.
now, for some reason, he is allowing them to do so.
I think Raz would kind of suspiciously like look at the harpy just to kind of be like, do you see how weird this is too? Like, even though they're enemies, they're both very familiar with each other's like culture and
Right.
norms. And I think he's so stunned, he needs to see if she seems surprised by this too. Like, or because
Roll an insight check.
okay,
And this will probably be the last roll before we call it for tonight.
Did Raz say, as part of story time, how long it's been since he was
No.
exiled?
no, I haven't specified that yet.
He looks young. It's probably been a couple weeks.
It's just been a few days, guys.
It's just the
They
3
don't
days
live.
we've been adventuring.
Who knows how long the first live? Maybe just weeks.
Sorry, I had it in Zen mode, so I had to get it back.
You're fine. That's nat one.
Yeah.
I'm
With a
sorry,
nat
but if
one-
this was years ago and Raz was like an actual child, I'm gonna have beef,
No,
like
it wasn't
actual
that.
beef with his dad.
He wasn't a child, but you don't know how long ago this
Yeah.
was because, and I think even for Raz, like the concept of how time functions is probably a little bit different for all of you, just because of who his family is. With a nat one, when you look over at her face to see if she's recognizing, if she's also seeing like this is a different kind of situation, all you see is fury. Like
Right.
she just looks absolutely pissed. Her entire face is wound almost like a fist, and her eyes are just like blood red, looking at the castle at the distance. And Raz, as we're getting close to, as we're closing out today, the thing that you see that strikes you as the most odd of everything, your father always said that one thing was to be protected above all else, and it should always be shielded. And it was this massive crystal that was in the solarium of your family's home, of this castle, and you can see it floating proudly above the area where it was sealed in and locked and had multiple guards and just so much protection was around this crystal. And now the entire roof of the area that it was kept in, this some 20-foot tall glowing white crystal, is just open to the sky, and you have never seen that before.
Yeah.
And that is where we'll pick up next time on punch and roll for initiative.
Sweet.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yay!
Good job, guys.
I'm gonna talk
And,
Emmy into a name.
Well, let's hear them. You had a whole list.
I
Yeah.
do like
you did have a
Quillian
whole
lot.
list.
That
That's
face.
pressure. Excuse me. Scratchy McInkface. Sir Scribbles.
I like that.
Prickles. Pointy Boy. Featherblade. That one was semi-serious. Thank you. And
Pointy
possibly my
boy.
favorite, besides Quilliam, is Inky Pete.
Quilly. Inky Pete.
Oh my god.
Y'all are
glad
being
I
like
haven't stopped the
serious on the
recording
stream,
yet.
and I'm sitting here writing Inky Pete.
I have deep feelings. If Stinky Pete were a quill. What was his name be? So good. I love that so much.
Recording's uploaded. We're still streaming. We're on our little.
Yeah,
we're on our
I
application.
figured we still were. I'm just stopping
Our
the
little mushroom
recording.
butt screen.
I can't believe we're on session 16 and we haven't released episode 10. This is a me problem. I need to not make it a me problem anymore.
Yeah, it's a me.
While we are still broadcasting to folks that are listening, one more quick reminder to go and check out the Patreon. I will plan to record
Hell
the
yeah.
next episode in the Lone Wolf adventure book this next week coming, but I need you all to vote on which direction we go so that I know what to record.
Yeah.
So
vote.
Get vote.
do that.
Yeah. So go support us, please, on Patreon if you can. We will be shouting out any. Sorry. We'll be shouting out any patrons during the show. We'll have a method for how we're going to do that on the actual podcast. So if you do support us, you will be shouted out on the show forever. So it will always be on the show. Yeah, we'd really appreciate it. It helps us make all of our dreams come true, including crazy things like somebody has merch ideas. Like we're going to try to do so many
We
fun
would like
things.
to give you guys merch.
Yeah.
We'd like to do a lot of fun things, but we have to, like, you know, time and money and things like that are what help us do those things. So all of your support means the world to us. So thank you so much. I was reading about the Patreon because I got a weird email about it. So I was looking at it. Sorry.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
fine. It was
I
just
mean-
like, we changed your payment method. And I was like, why? And it was like, no, I didn't. Never mind. I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I saw that.
Weird
I
emails.
saw that too. It was like, yeah, I was like, if you got an email about us changing your payment method, disregard it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it till just now, and I was like, "What? All right, that's weird." Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna get to go to this fun island. Rhodey, did you figure out if you're gonna be here the next
Yeah,
time?
I'll be here. I'll be good.
Okay, good. For you and Iris for Cleo. I really need the two of you to be here for the next.
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
So hopefully she can too,
yeah.
because it would be weird to be like, "Hey, Iris, it's your sister," and I'm over here like, "Oh dear,
Well, and
oh
what's
goodness."
out of game, you know, I personally am excited for this part of the story. I just know that my character wants nothing more than to not be at this part of the story.
You don't want to
So
die?
it's
That's
like-
weird.
Yeah, it's like,
weird.
but no, I'm actually really excited we're getting here. I'm excited to see what comes because this could be pretty wild. So, but yeah, this will be fun.
Can we, with some of this, you said we were just sort of talking for hours and stuff. Can I do some short rest mechanics while we're on this boat ride?
Yeah. You should be able to full rest, because this is like,
Oh, okay.
it's gonna take you a whole ass day to get from where you were to
Yeah.
here. You will have slept between.
I just wasn't sure if
That was kind of my intent.
I wasn't sure if
let
you were going
guys
to throw
reset
anything
your
at us
spells.
before we actually ended
I
the
debated
day.
it. I debated being like,
Mhm.
and another thing, but no, I want you guys to get a chance to get there, especially because like some of you have to be gone for different things, and I don't want to like, go past a narrative beat that will be not as fun. I got to introduce you to the wall. The wall's one of my favorite
Enjoy the
monsters I
wall.
invented.
Fucking
Yeah, that's
hate it.
crazy.
Whoa.
Everything in me does not like it.
And it's based off of a creature that in real life actually freaks me out. So it's
Yeah, I actually
Oh, yeah?
just saw a thing on like
Yeah.
the two worm things recently, and I'm like, of course, he
I-
knows.
I started this. Funny enough, I tested this monster in another game where the players are higher. They're like a higher level, and so it had a few more mechanics that made it a little bit meaner. But I had been reading about the Cretaceous extinction, like the Great Barrier extinction, and the thing about how if you go deep enough in the ocean, there's no reason that life can't get just basically as big as it wants to get. And I was like, those two things sound really scary combined, so I'm gonna make them into one big tube-worm monster. So that is what they are. Big tube-worm monster.
Yeah, I think it's neat. I think I'm trying to remember. Have we encountered that monster beast that we kind of invented, or because I wasn't sure if this was supposed to be that or if this is still something else.
Which one?
Don't remind him, Jesus.
No, I know. Trust me, I know. I'm just curious. I think I know what he's talking about.
Well, because we had that jaw thing that was formed, and in the island, and we explained that there's actually another monster that's a smaller version of that still. So I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be it or if this is a separate creature.
There is a part of the story, because of the way D&D functions, you guys only get to experience the things that you go and do. So there is a part of something that I showed. The Rainbow Dice Club actually knows something about the world that you guys don't know, because it was part of a prophecy that Arima knew, and it had something to do with an area you could have gone into that you chose not to. And so that is all I will say about the monster that you're talking about.
I just wasn't sure because this thing you described it as being so massive. I was like, wait, are we finally finding that monster? So I just want to make sure.
Those things are big. They're very long. They were maybe 25 feet across the body of them, and then just miles deep because they're basically just long tube worms.
Long,
it's just
but
one
not
big
girth.
throat.
Cool.
Giant flesh. No,
And
you know
creepy.
what? Creepy long tube worms with long spindly arms for no reason. I wanted to try to draw
no
one, but I
reason.
haven't had time. But the
I feel
other
like
thing,
Vice's thing with the wacky waving inflatable arm for the two men is accurate.
imagine if a wacky, damn it, if an inflatable tube man was stacked on top of hundreds of other inflatable tube men, and they all had their little wacky inflatable arms going at the same time, and then the face at the top was looking upward and had big teeth, then yes, that's basically what they were, except wider. Yeah, I mean that's what those things kind of were, the psychic monsters. But the other thing you guys created exists in this world for sure. And I will put it this way: I spent a couple of hours one day shading a map just right so that the scales were the right size.
Oh, nice.
So, if that helps. But you guys didn't get to see it, so that is part of the world of D&D.
Yeah, we do be
Maybe
like that.
one day, right?
I really thought we were gonna get sucked in there, and that I was like, how the fuck are we gonna fight these bitches?
I
was
didn't
my
have a
thought.
plan for getting deep-throated and how you guys were going to get out, realistically. But I didn't have a plan for the time that, Tegan got deep-throated, and she figured that out, so.
That's so funny.
I
gotta say, I'm a
Hey,
creative
it wouldn't be my
thinker.
first time.
You are. I was really looking forward to slicing that thing's little anglerfish lure off. Well, for Redwald doing it, but I also
Yeah.
then realized actually attacking and getting into combat with this thing sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
I will say, this thing functions, I'm behind the DM scene a little bit just because I think it's fun to do this kind of stuff. I shouldn't give you guys so much stuff in case I want to use it again, but I'm going to tell you because I think it's fun. Behind the scenes, the tube worm thing doesn't function much like a monster. It is more like a trap because it's the wall. It's organic, but like a lot of invertebrates, there's not much mental thought
It's
going
more
on here.
instinctive and less.
Yeah, it is just there is life around it. It's going time to eat, and its brain
Mm-hmm.
goes swallow, and so it just starts creating this whirlpool around it to swallow everything. If someone had touched the glowing woman, that is a person that had touched the orb once before, and then it had taken basically its form. The way that thing works is it's like bioluminescent organic. So like if you touch it, if Beryl, you had gone over to it and touched it, you would have had to start making checks as it consumed your body and turned you into the light
And it would have been
and
a
shunted out the
Beryl lure.
corpse of the woman that it used all the nutrients of.
Wow. That's a cool creature.
And you guys would have had to figure out how to like save Beryl, as now he is the siren song that is trapped inside this bioluminescent like cage.
Probably
thing.
a lot less alluring than that woman, but maybe no less.
Come to
effective.
me. Let me sing you the song. I don't know why I'm like Carl from fucking
why
Aqua
you-
tweeting this. Hey, you, get off my lawn. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that is what that thing would have done. That's kind of how it functioned. And that, if you had cut it off, Aaron, I was planning to like give you the ability to like try to resuscitate this woman who
Oh wow.
is effectively like she has been trapped inside this bioluminescent cage that is forcing her like control over her body, and you may have had the ability to try to save her, and she might have been like, we would have seen what
Light
kind of-
woman
what
did
kind
need aftercare.
She did. She really did.
I would have taken care of her.
Oh, believe it.
I have no doubt.
I'm so shocked she's not just a desiccated corpse at that point. But
Oh my god.
I was trying to decide like how far gone she would have been. Like if
Yeah.
it was more fun to make her like so long dead that she's just a nasty like slime ball.
maybe she
Like a
just goes
distant
from that,
boy.
from
Yeah.
that ghost
Yeah,
ship we
right. Or if it
passed.
would, or if it would have been more fun to be like she's only recently been eaten and she is like still barely alive in there.
Even nasty slime balls.
I like that this is throwing the chat's mind as well.
Yeah.
She's alive.
Well, at this
Yeah,
revelation,
she's-
let's
Stick
say
around
goodbye
after
She's
we
to,
in
finish
there.
playing
let's
to
say
find
goodbye
out
to
what other
chat
things might be
now as
canon.
of this little revelation.
Goodbye,
So I don't
chat.
wanna
Yeah, that was
forever.
fun.
Good night, folks.
Goodbye,
Thanks for
Good night,
listening.
guys.